Hello and welcome to the week one, game day one of the Fortress House Cup 2022 season one, Fortress Melbourne's House Cup. Here we are in Fortress, and my name is Jad. I'm joined here by Billy Goat. Billy Goat, how you doing?
Big J, let me tell you, it's a fantastic day today. I'm excited to be here in a venue like this one. How can you not be pumped up for a bit of competition?
We are here in Fortress. Can you tell me a bit more about Fortress Melbourne? Where are we?
All right, so Fortress Melbourne is a gaming bar, and I've been to many a gaming bar in my day, once or twice. This is the largest gaming bar in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, that is a title you can put on a title card for sure. I walked into these front doors, and you can see this venue behind me, this incredible esports venue. I walk through these doors, and I take a look at this, and I say, all right, you got a little something on the table, I understand that. But another door opens, there's another set of stairs, and it just keeps going. What else did you find here today?
Well, exactly as you said, you come in, you've got this high-tech Alienware arena, but once you go downstairs, you are greeted by this fantastical medieval tavern where Fortress House creators have made 4 original characters for this world, and it's so the whole space, you know, there's a digital fireplace, there's all these rustic looks, wooden, and it's phenomenal, and that super cool to see in there. But enough about Fortress Melbourne. We're here for the Fortress House Cup. Can you tell me a bit about Fortress House Cup?
Absolutely. Fortress House Cup is Australia's biggest gaming cup for casual gaming fans. Presented by Telstra, brought to you by Alienware. It is a fortnightly Saturday tournament across multiple seasons. We got 3 titles on rotation. We got Tetris Effect Connected, we got Dragon Ball Z Fighters coming up later, and CSGO a bit later than that. Each game happens twice, and each game will be winning points for your house.
That's right, and just as we talked about before with the 4 original characters, these are actually the house representatives. So, you know, you could go on the Fortress site and you can do a quiz and get sorted into one of these houses, come to a game day, and represent that house. So, you know, you've got Boots, the playful trickster. You can see them all on your screen right now. He's got the puppy and the wolf there, and then you've the cat and the wolf. So now we've got Villa, the mysterious, bit stealthy, Jim, the brute with a golden heart, and of course Karina, who loves just the simple thrill of competition. And that's exactly what these game days are about. It's about bringing that competitive feeling, bringing those competitions to the casual audience, and just to like have a good time, have some fun. And because even if you don't do the best, if you come and join one event, whoever wins in the place's top 8, they accumulate points for their house. So first place gets 1,000, second place 700, third and fourth 500, fifth to eighth 250 points. So, and then that all culminates into, on the 6th game day, a massive party celebrating the house that's won, and all of those house members, they're going to be benefiting from winning that game day. But that is not all, as you can see on your screen. What are these other prizes that we have got?
Let me tell you, first place, $700, second place, $400, third place, $200, fourth place, also $200. These are the cash prizes for
That's
the
right,
day.
that's a $1,500 prize pool, and that's not even all. We have these spot prizes here as well. Tell me a bit about those.
Spot prizes. All right, play of the day is 200,000 Telstra Plus points. We got the sickest combo, the sharpest play, the best stratagem. Next up on the line is Alienware MVP. The Alienware peripheral pack, that's going to the most valued player of the day, the most consistent, the most reliable. And lastly, provided by Fortress themselves, the Fortress Merc pack, the Jester. The funniest play, the silliest play. Maybe it's a wooden spoon. We can take that one with a bit of tongue-in-cheek.
That's right, but we've gone through all the prizes now. We've talked a bit about the House Cup, and we talked about the 3 games on rotation, but we're going to talk about today's game, and that is Tetris Effect Connected. And we've had a lot of Tetris games, but this one is, you know, it's got its own stake to say. Can you tell me about what the game, a bit more about the game today, and what makes it different, and the modes that we're playing? What are the competitors going to be doing today?
All right, Tetris Effect Connected really harkens back to that classic experience. Today we're doing a 1v1 Ultra Mode. We got best of 3 single eliminations. We got 2 qualifiers, 5 rounds per qualifier, and the game day final is going to be best of 5. We're going to be looking up there for the highest score, 1v1. You're going to be seeing those points in lights right next to the name. You're going to be cheering for that #1 spot. It is the sharpest, the quickest stacker, the most Tetrises. We're going to see that today, and boy, am I looking forward to it.
Ooh, oh yeah, and while we're waiting for our first game, you know, we've been playing a bunch of this ourselves. You know, I'm a bit sad that we're not actually competing today because we have put so much practice, so much work into this. We wanted to do some study and to actually, I didn't realize just how much there was to, and I know that like as we were coming into knowing that we were going to be commentating today, that we wanted to do extra. And I know you were getting really heavy into the fundamentals of Tetris and the study, and I was looking for some more interesting trivia about Tetris because this game has been around since 1984. Can you believe it's the third highest selling game of all time? Unbelievable.
I 100% get that. Third highest selling game of all time. You know, this I went into Steam and I found this title and I saw this $60 price point and I said, you got to be having a bit of laugh to be selling a Tetris clone, that sort of price. But let me tell you, I was blown away by the visuals on display. This has a full VR Oculus Rift support. Oh, what this fantastic, the music in the background, the bass thudding. It's really something. They put a lot of effort into this to really bring it to the main stage, and it shows.
You're absolutely right. And look, we mentioned the Oculus, but I don't have an Oculus, but playing this game with just like the surround sound headphones and a controller in hand, the feedback the game gives you, it has a song, it has a sort of background tune, but at every spin of the piece, every drop of the piece, every movement of the piece creates a beat in the song, so it becomes this really immersive, like as if Tetris wasn't addictive enough, like the Tetris Effect Connected has brought it to the next level in terms of real immersion in the game. So you just sit down and it's been really fun, and we've been playing a lot of 1v1s in preparation for this as well. How's that been going? About half?
Half is generous. I'm going to be honest.
Oh.
You're a busy fella. You got a lot to do, and maybe I got a bit more time to practice.
So yeah, I know I beat you more often.
That's even more generous the way things went down.
Oh.
You see, the thing with Tetris Effect Connected is it tracks these wins and losses. You know what? You want to start talking about who's winning most outside of the practice for Fortress Melbourne?
I don't want to embarrass you.
So you're going to be embarrassed by the end of the day. We're going to be heading out there into the stage. We're going to find some time between you and me. Don't you worry, Jack.
It's a good thing they won't let us play.
Yeah, you know what? If we were good enough to be playing, we'd be out there already. We wouldn't be standing here talking about it. That's the way commentary goes, you know?
Well, that's not exactly true, but this is for everyone. Today we got everyone here, anyone that wants to play, anyone that wants to join. This is a free event. So unfortunately, you have missed the opportunity to join in for today's game day, not to join in the event. You could absolutely still come in if you're in Melbourne. Come and check out the venue. It's amazing. It's huge. But if you are interested in, the idea of just joining a house, playing a whole bunch of different games, stuff that isn't, really highly practiced, but because it's not just about being good at just Tetris Effect Connected. This is about being a multi-game specialist. It's about being a jack of all trades. It's about having fun, and that's really what the vision of Fortress House Cup really is. It's to bring this competitive environment to a more casual audience and have all these multiple games that you can go into, that you can dabble into, and have being able to participate in all of these and earn points for your house and have fun, make some friends along the way. We were all here just having a bit of fun.
Absolutely right. Traditionally, a setup like this one, it's going to be a little bit outside of the access for the casual fan, but a place like Fortress, it is gaming for everyone. This is the place to be. You can walk right in the door, you can sit in the stands and wait, you can join the tournament for free, you can come down and have a parma and a pint, you can just enjoy the scenery.
That's right. You're not even you can see the Alienware Arena behind us, and there's a sports bar behind that, and downstairs we already talked about the tavern, but that's not even it. There's an arcade here. that, you know, with all your, I think they've got Mario Kart down there, they've got a basketball shooting game, all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, the menu is huge.
We are kicking off. What?
Looks like we are looking to get into our first game. And I actually saw a Boots representative there. That was one of the more playful, trickster sort of house. That seems to be, last time we had the House Cup last year, that seemed to be one of the favorites, going for the playful trickster house, the Boots.
Hey, it's a popular choice. I can understand that. The laid-back, casual approach is going to, of course, benefit the playful and laid-back team.
Yeah, and we, you know, you and I, we wanted to see what houses we would get into. So, you know, what we did the quiz, I did the quiz, and I got Karina, which was the thrill of competition, the thrill of, you know, it's not about the win or loss, it's about the competition. And then you did it. What did you get?
Yeah, sadly, I got Karina as well. I'm not really happy being on the same team with you anymore, Jad. I'm
Oh.
going to have to sort that one out later.
Oh.
Maybe I might jump ship. Maybe Jim. Jim's sort of my style.
Wow.
Big, broad-shouldered fella. I like that.
That's a very Karina moves. You know, you're more interested in the competition, so you've jumped from one house to another just so you can remain competitive with me.
Absolutely is right.
Perhaps you actually deserve the title of the House Karina and not me. You're willing to change house just to get the competitive edge.
Chasing that competitive edge is exactly what I'm here for. And here we go with the starting kickoff game.
Here we go. We got both players here looking to start their build. Now, often we see players trying to make a well so that they can slam their line pieces or their L blocks down the middle. But, so you can see on the right-hand side, the one-eyed Bulldog is looking to make quite an even flat build on one side, on the other side, and creating that well right there as well.
All right, here we go. We see it shaping up a little bit. One-eyed Bulldog makes some nice firm decisions. Wishful Rat sorting out a little bit of cheese there.
Ooh, cheese? What do you mean? How do you mean by cheese? What are we sending?
Cheese, I guess you could describe it, you know, the Swiss cheese look of a couple of missed drops. It's nothing that can't be recovered from, but it's not quite the smoothness you used to be seeing out of the opening game. Let's see how this goes. Both players round about the midfield now.
Yeah, and so here we are with both players. We're finally filling that well and taking a big 200-point lead right here. Both players trying to build towards center, but no, we've got Bulldog. He's shut off their well. They're going to have to quickly try and open that back up again. And lots going on up there.
One-eyed Bulldog definitely starting to split that playing field in half a little bit. We're seeing a little bit more of a flat build from Wishful Rat. This is good. This is good. It's a good solid base for good decision making. But One-eyed Bulldog's still a little bit ahead in the score. We got a minute left on the timer. This is making some good decision making on the Bills from Wishful Rat, but we want to see that converted into some points.
Yeah, and when we're talking about, this game, we can talk about Tetris, but there's more dimensions to it when we're playing on stage, right? You're not just playing Tetris, you're playing the nerves game. You got to play you're on stream. You got the two of us as commentators. You got a whole audience who's looking and watching you play. This is not just a physical dexterity game that's playing. It's a huge mental game that's going on here. There's a lot of people who have never been on a broadcast before, have been that sort of center of attention. You got to overcome those nerves first before you get on. Oh,
there is no way you can understate that, Big J. Look at this, a little bit of a misplace right at the very end of the game. Let's see how he's going to recover. Still ahead on time. Is that going to be it? That's going to be it. Okay,
Bulldog
with only 13 seconds.
It's going to top out.
To make this count, and this could be it.
Ooh, but the thing is, we still have Bulldog is ahead by 100 points, so Wishful Rat needs to get another 92 points now.
Time
they've run out of time.
Waiting too long for the line piece puts One-eyed Bulldog at an 89-point victory. Good stuff for the first game there.
Well, this first game, of course, these games are best of 3, so we will be going back into that game to see. We'll be going back in there to see how the rest of the best of 3 goes. But as we saw just there was a lot of There's a lot of, as you said, Swiss cheese. Sometimes we get like holes, and that happens to me all the time when I'm placing my pieces in Tetris. When you're going on, when you're feeling the pressure, especially as your piece is getting high, it's so hard to stay composed because the speed of the game is getting higher.
I think the one thing you said, the nerves of the day, being the first one on stage, first one live on the big screen, people that know your name, the lights, the noise is pounding, the music's there. I saw a couple of misplays, but you know what? I am ready to see where the nerves start to settle in the best of three. That's
right.
the benefit of this format.
You know, and I'm nervous getting on this stream. I can't imagine, and I've done this before, and these guys, they're potentially their first time on there, so it's unreal to see a victory pulled out and to see so much composure on both sides anyway, and to see people just giving it a go, like coming down, getting some, having just here to have a good time and enter a friendly competition of some Tetris.
Hey, giving it a go is a victory over yourself. It's a victory over those nerves. To get up there and just say, I'm going to try my best. That's what I like to see.
So, look, we were just talking about the psychological aspects of Tetris, but in Tetris, like we went to look. I was looking at like how is Tetris Effect, Tetris Effect connected, but more and Tetris as a whole. This game mode, like it's actually the game that has been used in the most psychological studies ever. This blew me away. They found that just by we got boots here. We were just talking about two players that were going for boots, and here's the spotlight on him. He's one of the tricksters, one of the more playful characters within the houses.
This is just a great example of some of the lore that's coming out of Fortress. This is not just a bar where you come down to play some games. They have put real effort into the backstory. They have people who have played through the games. They've done the Dungeons and Dragons. They've enjoyed the fantasy lifestyle, and they put real writing, real artwork. This is the type of stuff that really keeps drawing me back to Fortress. It's the effort to creating something that the fantasy fan is going to love.
That's right, and I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You can go down into like the bathrooms at Fortress, and they have storyboarded the whole walls. They've got storyboarding of the journey of the four original characters and how they have interacted in the world, and just give you like that real sense of grandness about it. But harkening back to before, Tetris is being used in the most psychological studies. Oh,
here we go. Kicking off into the next game.
Is this the same game? Oh, yes, One-Eyed Bulldog. We can see both players are actually playing a bit quicker this time. They've had this moment to sort of compose themselves. Oh, we've got a nice build here. You can see Bulldog has created a Tetris well on the right-hand side. Oh.
That's right, good decision making here. We see some of those nerves wear off a little bit more, at least in the opening. You can see those moves. How are they going to make it work?
Ooh, and we actually have Yerkaz on the right hand side, Astra Lolgi on the left hand side here.
And of course, here I am reading the PC names, the players' names, of course, Yerkaz and Astrology live on stage. We are live, and it's obtaining much more neck and neck. You see, we have avoided this Swiss cheese pattern I was talking about before. These are two both stable decision-making now. Those nerves have been shaken off.
That's right. There's definitely been some composure taken between games here, because we're seeing an expert well coming from Yerkaz here, looking to
stability.
Get those line pieces. Hits a Tetris, and look at the score advantage right now, up to 1,400 point lead. Just continually going and looking to save even more space in that well. Astrology looking to make it happen on the other side here at a point deficit.
Needs to start building those combos if they want to make it back from here. Still with 1:15 on the clock. It's those large 4-stack Tetrises is going to build the biggest amount of points for them.
And Yerkaz has really found their rhythm right now. They've got a consistent well. The way that they're building is very, very neat, and they're showing no signs of nerves this time at all. the other side, Astrology.
Having a little bit of trouble still regaining that composure. Trying to make something happen at the very last. We'll see if it's too little too late.
It's just absolutely
Great.
phenomenal, yeah, to see the amount of improvement in just one round here.
That is exactly what I'm talking about, shaking off those nerves, bringing the A game, and a top out from Astrology. Leaves them at a 4,300 disadvantage.
As you see,
And
here,
yeah, Cuz says that's enough Tetris for me.
Cuz looking for the win, and they will take the victory. Absolutely amazing play there, and really got their composure at the end of that set. Unreal. You could see the really neat build coming out, creating that well, getting it in. Absolutely no problem.
That just really boils down to just making the best amount of correct decisions in the shortest amount of time. And I mean, you know what? I say something like that out loud. Isn't that describing pretty much everything you're going to be doing in life? But especially in such a distilled format as Tetris. And it really pays off.
Yeah, and look, you can see that like when we're playing Tetris, the composure that like the amount of improvement between two rounds. I really can't stress this enough. Just shows like how, after shaking it off one game, they were able to just bring it back and remember their training and and completely like bring it to the table. And that's a really big thing about the games that we're going to see today on stream, is that we might have one of, the greatest Tetris players, and they've got only 2 rounds to get their composure. Because if it's in a single elimination tournament, that means that if you lose that one best of 3, you're out of the whole tournament. So anyone can win, in these sort of environments where you got the spotlight on you, maybe you're not used to it. You got people talking about it, you got people spectating you, you got people here who are here to support you on. It's a really exciting environment, super exciting.
Absolutely. And that's why I would always recommend it to someone to just give it a go. Come in, march yourself to that event table and say, sign me up, choose a team, do that little quiz, or just choose one who's your favorite and get involved. Have an experience like that. It's that type of adrenaline, the nerves, that exactly what you'd like to capture. See if you can overcome it.
Yeah, I know for me at least, I played a lot of team sports, and I didn't play a lot of team sports growing up, I should say. I played a lot more individual sports, but even with that, I didn't really compete. I never got to level competition. It was only when I started gaming that I actually started competing. And like, if you haven't done it before, the things that competing does to your body, like the feelings you have, is totally unique. Like when you're in those moments, and it's a super unique feeling, and it really is a once in a lifetime sort of feeling, and it's available right here as like this super exciting, super fun, casual experience here at Fortress. And yeah, it's so cool that this is being put on.
Big props to those first 2 competitors for the day.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. It's not easy. Just imagine being the first one to be picked up to go up, and that was probably their first match even. So
could have been.
Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to seeing them again. I didn't get to finish my thought before, which was Tetris is the game.
Psychological studies, right?
That's right. It's the game with the most psychological studies on it, and they found that playing Tetris actually reduces the incidence of of trauma. And so I thought to myself, okay, how did they test that? So it turns out, they had them watch something that was, pretty uncomfortable, and then they tested what happened 4 days after the event. They had them do nothing for 10 minutes, or have them do some verbal games, some word games for 10 minutes, or have them play Tetris for 10 minutes. And the group that played Tetris for 10 minutes 4 days later, when reminded of those uncomfortable scenes, they showed to be less affected.
Huh, how about that? So you come into a stage like this and you're traumatized by getting freaked out on stage, and by the time you finish playing Tetris, all the nerves run away.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, right? Is this why people get addicted to Tetris? Because no matter how many traumatic losses you're experiencing in this game, you're
It's
immediately
immediately offset by the winning of Tetris.
That's
I get
right. By
that.
playing more Tetris, you immediately feel better again.
Fantastic. How about that? That's not a bit, right? That's legit medical science you're talking about.
Yeah, that's not.
That's
this is not a
wild.
joke. Yeah, this is not. This is for real. Like and it's sort of hard to nail down. Like, why exactly? Is it because it's a audio spatial game? Is it because it's nonverbal, or is it because it's such a mindful practice? That's where more studies would need to go in. But then I think to myself, who's going to fund these studies? Is it going to be Tetris Effect Connected? They're going to fund some more studies, see if we can see how effective this is against every other game.
You know what? I'm not going to put any words in the mouth of Tetris Effect Connected on whether they should fund medical and psychological practices or not, Jad. I'm just a commentator for a Tetris tournament.
Oh, that's fair enough. So, in my pursuits of finding out more things, of course, I looked up that little factoid there. But in other, we're playing a Tetris Effect Connected today, but there have been so many other editions. Like, it's been around since 1984. There have been so many other editions of Tetris. And one that struck me the most was Tetris 64, which was one released in Japan only. And if I'm not sure if any of you remember the Nintendo 64 controllers, but you used to be able to put like a pack in the back. It could be a rumble pack or a memory pack. This one had a biometric sensor that you could put into the back of your controller, and it would read your heart rate, and it would increase the speed of the Tetris blocks based on your heart rate.
Now you're pulling my leg.
No, I'm serious.
No, that is 100% not true. I do not believe that for a second, Big Jaddy, that the N64 had a biometric heart scanner that you plugged into the game.
Listen, I was on your side here. I was thinking, how come I go to the gym, I jump on the treadmill, I put my hands on the treadmill, and it can't even read my pulse, and this is supposed to be like the best, some of the best treadmills ever. And you're telling me that technology on the Nintendo 64 was able to read a heart?
Not a chance. Don't believe it.
Well, turns out, yeah. Well, it turns out they had like a finger clip, and you'd think it would go on your finger, but of course you're using that to control. So they would put it on their ear.
You're just making this worse and worse.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. We are now playing this game. I have a clip on my ear, and it's reading the heart rate. What does the heart rate do?
Well, the heart rate, it increases the speed the blocks come down. So I think the idea was that the more you got nervous or felt the pressure within the game, the faster the blocks would go. But here's what I think about that, is that I just feel relaxed when I'm playing Tetris. I mean, maybe not in this setting. Like, maybe if we put these biometric sensors in this game, that would be tough. Because, you're on stage, you would definitely, your heart rate be spiking then, but that would definitely add a dimension.
Here we go, firing off for loading up another game. We got Rob, and Bolter 97. We are representing Boots and the competitive Karina. Two houses starting a head-to-head competition.
That's right. And we're going to come into game, but what do you think? You've been doing a lot of the fundamental study on Tetris. Like, what makes a good Tetris player? Like, what's the difference between someone who's just picked up Tetris for the first time? They understand how to rotate the blocks. They've done that. They've played it. They're not having many mechanical difficulties. They're not making a lot of mistakes anymore. But now it's like, oh, I keep having holes in my setup. Like, what a key piece of knowledge are they actually missing that could have made them a stronger player?
Okay. So as I said before, is that it really boils down to the best amount of smart decisions made in the shortest amount of time. I mean, you've got your ideal build of a single well ready to crack that four block line, gives you the largest amount of points, and if you can do that repeatedly or set up a combo of many lines being cleared, you'll get a staggering more amount of points.
Sorry, can you just clarify, what's a combo like? What's the difference between a Tetris and a combo here?
Okay, so we've got two separate things we want to be working out for on the screen. You have the most amount of lines cleared in one drop, and then the most amount of lines cleared consistently drop after drop. If you can set yourself up to line a 4-line block straight down the middle. That's a great amount of points. If you can do that several times in a row, that combo counter is going to be even more stratostropic. It's going to send your points way up to that highest score range. And it's being able to set that up. If you leave holes in the middle of your well or on your Tetris board, you're going to need to clear that. You're going to need to clear it out of the way first.
So I mean, that all makes sense. You know, it's basically boils down to, you know, don't leave holes in how you're building. But what is the difference what is the piece of knowledge or the piece of practice you feel like actually makes the difference when you are putting pieces together? Are there certain pieces that you should be always putting together? Are there like...
So you come from many different backgrounds. Some people have like dedicated openings that they want to employ. Some people have that if they see in some variations, you get a short preview.
Well, hold on, pause for a moment. You said dedicated openings. Are you telling me that people have made openings in this game?
I'm telling you that's exactly correct. There are people who will know in some variations, you will see a short preview of the first 4 blocks that are going to be coming up. And people will know the variations of these deeply enough to know the openings that they will try to employ with those blocks, or even the first 2 or first 3. They'll be practiced to that level. This is top-level play, but that's the type of refining. I want to reiterate that this is the type of game that really embodies, for me, easy to learn and hard to master.
Yes, it sounds like you're talking about pretty advanced tech. So that seems like something like, oh yes, I already know how to make wells. I already know how to do combos. What is the step before that? Like, how am I going to get rid of these holes in my you know, I don't want cheese.
Just don't make mistakes, dummy. It's easy as that.
Wow. That's not helpful.
It ain't quite that easy. It's about doing it at speed, and it's about being able to adapt to when a mistake is made.
I feel like this is like the time that I tried to get good at basketball. I'm like, oh, what am I trying to... And I just kept... I asked one person, like, oh, how do I, like, shoot the ball better? Like, how do I make sure I'm more consistently going in? And every single person that I thought was good at basketball, they just told me, it's mostly just practice. And I was like, you know, the first person said that, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe they just don't know how to explain it. And so I asked someone else, and they said, just practice. And I was like, what? I have to do work?
Oh, God forbid. When you come to a tournament, we have to do work. But no. It's... not only is it about making the correct decisions, being practice and making the decisions is on the fly, especially in a scenario like this where you are under pressure, is that when you make that mistake, because everybody's going to miss drop, even at the very top levels when you're playing super fast at the top level of speed, you're going to make that mistake, you're going to press the wrong button at the wrong time, and you will need to adapt. Because when you're thinking about where's my next block going to go, and you think you have a great plan, but you put it in the wrong spot, you say, okay, now I need to rethink my whole decision-making train up to this point.
Damn. So how much practice? So when you're actually studying Tetris, and you wanted to get better at the fundamentals, like, what does that actually look like? You're telling me it's just practice making less mistakes. Then what were you studying? Like, we're practicing all this Tetris to get, you know, to be leaving less gaps. And when we're like, I mean, there's got to be countless numbers of Tetris tutorials.
It's out there for sure. Like I said, I was really surprised. I walked into this, you know, I got the offer from Fortress. Would you like to commentate for a Tetris game? I said, absolutely. You know, we're going to go and check this out. And I said, I better take a little bit of a dive into where the real competitive scene comes from. And I walked in there thinking, how hard could it really be? And let me tell you, it gets to a high level, and there is much to learn and much to study. Countless tutorials, absolutely right. Countless YouTube videos, streamers, exactly things like this, the competitive scene. We'll be able to study and look into exactly how to practice these types of things. But in the end, what separates the beginner from to the amateur, to the intermediate, to the professional is just the practice.
Right. How much would you say you've been practicing Tetris?
Enough to win against you, and not enough to win against most anybody else online. I dipped my toe. Tetris Effect Connected. There is a extensive multiplayer mode and connects you all around the world. Fantastic little graphics, little floating flags, a glorious globe there. And I said, I'll give it a shot. Oh, here we go. Enough about me. We have got 3 Robs now. Rob versus Skillsy.
Rob versus Skillsy. And of course, here we have Boots versus Karina. Boots, of course, the house representative, the playful trickster. Arena, our yeah, the thrill of the fight.
The thrill of the fight.
What do you want to, like, when we're playing for speed, how do you balance speed versus, you know, precision? Is this just a bit...
Okay, that's definitely something I dealt with too. Speed versus precision comes down to how fast you can reliably place. You can very easily get caught up in trying to be too aggressive. You can get caught up in overstepping the mark. And here we go, straight into the game. All right, good solid decision making here.
And we're seeing, you know, you might notice we're playing the classic form of Tetris. You know, in the more modern versions of Tetris, you actually only have a chance of getting, all 7 of the blocks will occur once, and then it'll do the same 7 again, but in a different order. But this time, we're playing classic Tetris, which means that you can go a really, really long time without getting a line piece, or without getting the piece that you need. It's completely random, and that means that you have to, you know, sometimes it often means you have to play a lot slower fundamentally, because you can't reliably go, okay, I'm going to keep doing this because I know there's going to be a well. And especially looking on, we see Skillsy here. They built this much, and there's still, oh, there it is, line piece, but, oh my goodness, they're going to get 2 line pieces in a row.
This is a great comeback, and another coming up again. Like you said, that drought can sometimes hit at the worst time, but Skillsy, it has paid off. Rocketing ahead of Rob. You know what? I'm just going to call you Rob. That's what's going to happen. Rob, hey, too many Robs if you ask me.
So many
Still trying to
Robs.
make a comeback here. They've still got the setup to make it happen. There were some excellent combos for Skillsy, put them ahead. With a minute and a half to go, though, we'll see how Rob can bring this back.
Yeah.
Great start for Tetris.
That's right. We are doing 3-minute battles here, so it's the highest score you can get in 3 minutes. Even if you top out, you got to get these. You got to think about, you know, when the time is ending, how you're going to get the points before. How you're going to clear those lines. There's no point making a huge well if you just drop it. If you run out of time.
That's right, and that's exactly where that pressure starts to mount, of saying, how fast can I make these decisions? How fast can I build this well versus how fast do I need to? And at this point, we are seeing Rob needing to make something happen now. 4,000 points the surplus, and another puts them to 5,000 and change for Skillsy.
Oh man, you can see Rob has closed their massive well up, and that means that they need to quickly open it, but there is a floating block there, going to make it incredibly difficult, and only 13 seconds remain. You can see the focus on these players here, a huge lead on the side of Skillsy. Just needs to maintain it, and its well will not get open. That will be it. Time is up. And Skillsy will take the first round.
Convincing victory.
And it's, you know, to say, like, these could be some seasoned Tetris Effect connected players. But most of Tetris Effect connected is the modern Tetris, where you have those predictable blocks, and coming and transitioning back to classic Tetris, where you can't hold a piece, you can't reserve a piece for later. And you can't rely on a piece coming up. Is, you know, it's a different experience. You've got to make sure that the way that you're building is way more deliberate.
That's exactly right. The Tetris Effect connected really coordinated closely with the classic Tetris competitive scene world champions to say, how can we make this a faithful reproduction? Now let's see the replays here. He would come down with that excellent combo from Skillsy, exactly when he needed, exactly when he needed it. It's that sort of coincidence that just gets me up in the morning. I mean, like, it's the exact piece he needed. What are the odds of that happening? We'll never know.
Well, there's like 7 pieces, so what's that? Like a 14% chance of one of the 7 pieces coming down?
No, is it? What are you talking about?
Yeah, so like there's 7 pieces that could possibly come down.
Yep.
And that means that the piece that they needed, there was a 14% chance of it coming down.
No, but yeah, you're never going to know. You'll never know the odds.
Okay,
What are
well,
the
okay.
odds
So
of
like
happening?
let's take modern Tetris then. So you've got 1 to 7 pieces, and once one's been knocked out, now there's only 6 pieces that you could possibly get. So that's 17% chance. Then
Okay.
there's only 5 pieces left. There's a 20% chance. Then there's only 4 pieces
right.
left. There's only a 25% chance. Then there's 3 pieces left. There's only a 33% chance. 2 pieces left. There's only a 50-50 chance, which perfectly no.
Yeah, 50. It says right. Okay, yeah, 50-50. Either it happened or it didn't. He got the piece he needed or it didn't happen.
What?
Back to the action, Judd. Let's see what we got. Wow, quick builds out of Skillsy. Looking to capitalize on that pressure of the first round win. Rob. A little bit of a misplay at the start, but nothing that can't be recovered from.
Good
Skillsy.
recovery there, leaving that well open in the middle.
Bit of a misdrop. Nothing that can't be dealt with. Skillsy having such a finely placed well last time, a little bit more unconfident now, but still with a 2,500 and change. Oh, a couple of misplaces from Rob. Still grinding those points with the single lines. Let's see how they recover.
And Rob has a lot of gaps that, would you say those are easy fixes?
You know what? They can definitely make that work. Rob can bring this back. He needs to make something happen, and Skillsy is trying to capitalize on the midway up the Tetris board here. Let's see how they can pull it off, because we know they both have the skills to do it.
Getting a combo of lines here, just as you described earlier, getting 3 lines in a row to maximize their amount of points. Another 2-line combo. More combos here, setting up perfectly to just get, wow, 3 lines in a row. Didn't quite get the Tetris, but made the most of their Swiss cheese.
And that's time is up.
What a fantastic win there from Skillsy. Very, very convincing at the end.
Very confident, that's right. Seemed to have started off a little bit disconfident. Wondered if they'd shake the nerves off. Not quite for Rob. Rob, excellent work out there. Skillsy, same to you. Secures some points for Team Boots, was it he was supporting?
I think, yeah, we had Skillsy with Team Karina there, so, that's my house. That's some.
All right. Well done to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Well done to you.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, when you just naturally, you got a Tetris mindset, you sort of infect everyone else in your house with this amazing Tetris ability.
Oh, it's you that's bringing the skills to these guys, is it?
Yeah.
Let's just keep the cheers and the accolades to the people who are doing the competing.
Oh yes. So, here we are at Fortress, and look, we've competed before. We've been in some competitions before. What would you say is your favorite competitive moment at a bar like this? Like, what is when you come into these sort of bars, you can come down here and you can play. And you go down to the tavern. You can play. They've got setups for all sorts of game consoles. You can play with your mates. They got board games that you can hire out and play with your mates, or so much variety. But my favorite part of going to these sort of, these gaming bars has always been finding a new game or having like a competitive gaming experience against someone else at the bar.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what I like. Is the social atmosphere, being able to come down and meet somebody new, and then just grind them into the dirt in a game of friendly competition.
Oh, in a friendly competition.
Look, all right, no, for real, I've played a little bit around, played in some fighting game tournaments, played in some chess, but you know what I really like about venues like this is being able to meet somebody and have those unrecreatable moments. Here we go again with some highlights. Excellent decision making here. There's some of those combos coming down for Skillsy again.
That's right.
And the score out.
Well, that was our first. That was our first winner. There you could see the nerves were getting to them. Very relieved to see the game was finally over. They completely dominated at that point.
Relieved is one word for it, I guess.
Oh, jubilated, excited, over the moon. I tell you what, we were just talking about you don't know what happens to your body when you're competing, but that was an example that you might, like, we just saw like a little bit of like a face. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was nerve-wracking. But what's going on in your body when you're competing at that level of intensity is unreal. So, and that's why it's so cool. It's being offered in this free, fun environment. As you see, we saw our 2 replays there, Skillsy, and our other competitors getting through to the next round of this single elimination tournament. Hope to see them again. Hope to follow their stories so we can see how they go for the rest of theirs, and especially so we can see more of Team Karina winning.
All right, I'll give you that one. You made it, but yes, that's absolutely right. It's out for the day for the losers of these 2, but they have a second shot. A few weeks from now, we're going to have a rerun of the same tournament, Tetris Effect Connected, coming back again. Going to be another live venue just like this. So don't walk away from the setup all too upset about that. You're going to get the chance for redemption, my friend. You will get there.
And not only that, even if you're not here or if you lost first round today, like just by entering the tournament, you've entered a house, and you are going through to. You can go through to all the game days and then the party on the 6th game day.
That's right, the party, the prize pool, the cash rewards, the MVP, your name up in lights, my friend. They don't give awards to the commentators, that's for. They don't give awards to the people sitting on the sidelines and the fences. They give the awards to the people in the action. That's you.
That's exactly right. And, that's why we've got these spot prize as well. It's not just for the people who plays, it's here for people who are here. They're having a good time. They're happy to, put themselves out there, have a bit of, just think about what it takes to enter a tournament knowing that you could be put on stream. Like, it's such an unreal opportunity and also, exciting, nerve-wracking, all of the above. Oh, it makes me want to compete again.
We're going to get there. Don't you worry, my friend. We'll be up there too one day.
Well, that's just it. We could go in the 2v2 CSGO Wingman tournament together.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll see you live on stage.
Oh, maybe we'll be on stage just for me to lose the game for us in the first round.
I have more belief in you than that. If you're on my team, I'll have more belief in you than that. Even if you're winning, even with winning points for your team, no, I'd back you. 2v2 CS:GO Wingman. You know what? You're on.
Wait, you're on my team or you're on somebody else's team against me?
No, I mean me and you working together. We can have the fun rivalry. We can bounce back and forth between your teams. When it really comes down to it, I'd back you 100%. I'll support you.
Oh,
you can do it.
That's what a bond is, right? When you just understand how to understand each other. You understand how you're going to go into a game.
Yeah, of course. It's you don't quite see it on display when you're playing up against Tetris Effect Connected. We're seeing the 1v1, the showdown, the mono a mono. Speaking of, these names, man, Creo Le Voodoo, and
Creole Voodoo?
Oztosh,
representing Karina, the competitive gym.
Creole Voodoo. That makes a lot of sense. There's no spaces in these. Man, that makes it difficult. Creole Voodoo playing off against Oztosh 666.
Wow.
Rena against Big Jim. Looks like a bruiser, but he's got the heart of gold.
He's got the heart of gold. Look, you wouldn't think expect it. When you go down here in Fortress Melbourne, you go down the stairs, the first thing you're greeted by as you turn the corner is Jim, like, literally bursting through the wall, like a full-size ogre ripping through the wall. It's really quite...
That's exactly right. Like I said, the esports venue sold it to me, but when I came through, the tavern is that fantasy land, and like you said, greeted by that big troll tearing through the wall there, I said, this is the place for me. This is where I want to spend my evenings, for sure.
That's right. And, we're talking about the Fortress House Cup, which has such a, which is about these houses, but there's so much here. I know that you're someone who's played a whole bunch of fantasy total games like Dungeons and Dragons. They actually have Dungeons and Dragons here as well.
That's right. You know, I'm talking plenty about the esports and video games, but yeah, a full complement of board games. We got the board games for hire. We got the private D&D rooms. It's fantastic here. It's something for everybody.
And it's like, I think it's like $20 per person for a full like 3-hour Dungeons and Dragons campaign. You know, I'm someone who's heard all those Dungeons and Dragons stories, and I'm like, that just sounds unreal. People like can retell like all these fantastical things that happen, and I always think like, and then they tell me, oh yeah, we've been playing, 10 weeks, or maybe we've been playing 3 years. We play every week for like 8 hours, and you're like, how do I get that experience without that sort of time commitment?
Oh, this is exactly the place to do it. You got a small bite-sized investment, and you got the professional skill set on display. People who have played the game for a long time and ready to guide you through it. It's all on the table here at Fortress Melbourne.
So here we are. We're waiting for this game between Creole Voodoo and Oz Tosh 666.
Some connotation behind that. They want to be the bad guy, and they're representing Jim.
They're looking to position themselves as a bit of a villain.
Bit of the villain? Okay, look, I don't want to make judgments about this person's character, but you know, the 666 just lends itself to that. That's okay. You know what?
I think they're looking to be a bit of a troublemaker here. They think they've thought that maybe Jim is maybe the most British looking house.
Yeah, you know what? That is judging a book by its cover. If you want to come in here with a 666 demonic and then say, "Oh, Jim is big and mean and he's gonna beat you up," no, sir. Jim's got that heart of gold.
Yeah,
I'm way behind that.
Exactly. Just because he doesn't look all that pretty doesn't mean that he's not a nice guy.
Even ugly things can be sweet on the inside. Your cooking taught me that, mate.
Wow. I was about to say, I messed up a few cookies in my time. It's usually like it usually just all enters one pool. It's just one big cookie at the end of it.
I back that. I'm behind it.
So. Yeah. At Fortress Melbourne. Largest gaming bar in the Southern Hemisphere. We've got the tavern downstairs. We've got the arcade. We haven't mentioned there's like a full. I thought the age of LAN cafes. That's been. I don't see them very much at all. But you can see just by looking at the Alienware Arena here, it's in full force. People are here in this LAN cafe, and they're not just talking to their screens. People are talking and engaging with each other in the same sort of LAN cafe. I remember what that was like when I was growing up, going to the LAN cafe and everyone just sort of, coming together, having a laugh, playing the same games together. What it was like to be in that environment where people were just like, and I just remember trying so many new games, and that's exactly what Fortress House Cup is all about. Trying a new game, meeting some people. Did you have that similar experience? Did you ever go to?
Yeah, that's where it all started. Really, I remember that it was much more low key than this. It was just a plain door into a small, dimly lit room full of people screaming at each other across the old CRT monitors. And I said, "What's all this about?" And it's just sometimes the teamwork, sometimes the single edge of just getting in that competition. And when I sat down, I was a young kid at the time, and I said, "Look at this. This is kind of nerve-wracking, kind of scary. All this aggression." But then I found out how kind-hearted it really was to come down and just come together in competition, and to play against one another, meet somebody new. Exactly what we said. Try something you've never done before.
That's right. And we talk about. I feel like the gaming community as a whole, there's been this cultural shift, especially since we were younger, where exactly as you said, people are in LAN cafes they're just screaming at each other. We have come so far as within this culture that people are so friendly. Everyone's just wanting to, play games together and have a good time. And here we are.
Speaking of playing games, having a good time.
Oh, we can already see the speed that Creole's willing to play at.
Speed has increased here on display.
Both players looking to make a well on the side. Bit of Swiss
Play
cheese.
from Ozto here, straight into that Tetris. That's good, good early lead, but it looks like Creole is going to sneak up from behind with only the 3-banger. It's going to leave him a little bit in a deficit. Nothing that they can't recover from, though.
And we can...
Oh, you see that decision? He said, I don't want to set the 2-point. Oh, he goes for it after all. Needs those points now, they say.
and a strong 960-point lead for Oztosh here. But
It's
quite
a
he's got
strong lead, but look at this build. They're going to need to do some recovery here. And it's going to give Creole an opportunity to catch up.
Creole's got a massive opportunity here to come back. He's got a much stronger well right now, unless we get some great combos out of
tough placement for Creole.
Oh, they're going to get a combo here.
Well. With that, great decision making, great recovery. Oztosh just burning those individual lines right now. Trying to stay ahead by the inches and the millimeters. Creole really knowing that they need that Tetris.
That's right, and of course we are playing classic Tetris, so this line...
There it is, that's
it
exactly
is
what
next.
he needs.
Taking the lead by 60 points.
61 points, it's neck and neck right now.
1 minute, 15 seconds left on the clock. And we have still a very clear well here from Creole, looking to maintain this comeback right now on 45-point lead here. Got a fantastic well. Oztosh with such a strong beginning, unable to get the pieces that they need.
A minute to go, it's still anybody's game.
Being able to fill that well, get a 3-line. There it is, taking back that lead, and Creole is begging for a line piece right now. Not getting it. Oh! Goes.
There it is, that's what they need.
As the next line piece is next, going to be able to take this lead back by a clear 900 points. And we still have 27 seconds left on the clock.
27 seconds, that's more than enough.
Yes, if Tosh can just land, needs that line piece, needs that hero block.
There's that hero block. Here's it coming. It's might not be enough. There's a 3-banger on the other side. Still at a surplus of 100 points and change. It's going to come right down to the wire here. 10 seconds to go.
That's it. 10 seconds to go. Both players. There's not much of a Tetris opportunity here. But
98. No, the L piece not the right one he needed.
Going to take that score.
Oh, surplus, not quite
a quick turnaround,
and the quick turnaround, the buzzer beater. Look at this, a big round of applause from the crowd. That one came down to the wire. You can hear the cheering, you can hear the friends there. Let's give it up. Great work in round 1.
You can see that sly smile, you know, when you clutch that win on the main stage. There is no greater feeling.
Oh, let's see this replay. This is live.
Oh, this is
we
live.
Are back into it.
Straight back into it. Straight into our second round, of course.
All right, once again,
clean
very
builds
solid builds from the both of them.
That's right, but we got a 2 wells here. Ooh, that's a great line piece there. We've got some cheese. Oh, looking to place underneath, trying to maintain that build, and such clean builds right now. Ooh, what's it?
Build. This is exactly the way they started last game. We're going to see if they can
great combo there from Creole. Will take a huge lead right there, an 1,800-point lead early on in the game, just like last game. We have a strong lead at the very beginning of the game in the first minute. Can we get another turnaround? We've seen these 2 players very equally matched.
Bit of a hesitancy there from Creole. They know they need to make the right decisions here. Let's see how they can make it happen. Great positioning here, but Oztosh maintaining a commanding lead and an excellent smooth build. Not quite there for the Tetris, but it's going to be coming up soon for them. Satisfied with the 3 combo there.
Really maintain that lead, even though they've only got an equal amount of lines. The combos on Oztosh's side have been so much better, and that means, and like you can see it in the scoreline, almost more than double the score right now. We're going to need to see some good combos or some Tetris here from Voodoo if he wants to be able to catch up in this last minute.
Couple of missed drops. Still got a minute to go. 1/3 of the game. Can they make up half the score? We'll find out. A little bit less certain.
Pressure's on, and
Oztosh.
Oztosh is relentless going for it. Look at this combo here.
This combo just keeps coming. The score keeps climbing higher. Roll, working their best. Elise trying to keep it side to side, not splitting his playing field in half. And the T-spin, look at
Gets a
that.
T-spin.
That's high-level tech.
Oh, not the block they needed. Oh no, 2 unfortunate blocks right there.
No.
Still has 30 seconds left to try and get some combos here.
They are trying their hardest. Great decision-making under pressure. This is exactly what I like to see in a game like this. But it might be
Oh my
too
goodness,
late.
Oztosh just won't let up.
Relentless. Happy to take that early game lead and just grind down.
Real is not giving up with 10 seconds to go. Oztosh clearing
Don't give
almost
up,
every
Real.
line, looking to clear right at the last 3 seconds. Such
Big Tetris at the end. Oh, wanted the buzzer
Not gonna be
beater,
enough.
but
Oztosh will
not-
take it 2
not
to
by
0.
half. Oztosh. What a victory. And look at that. The satisfied clap. Such a sportsman person.
There's a live camera of our winner, of course. That was the most competitive game we've had so far. Both players playing at much higher speed.
Higher speed, higher
Cleaner
combos,
builds.
Cleaner builds. And you can see when one side started to take ahead, the decision making started to slip a little bit. It's all about that recovery.
That's right. And we've also been talking about like what it's like to play on stage and what it's like to be nervous on stage. But we haven't really talked about what it's like to have momentum on stage. What it's like to have momentum, to really start feeling it. And you saw that smile on Oztosh's face. They were feeling themselves there. They felt like they were on top of the world. They were going into that second round with the utmost confidence.
Absolutely. You want to talk about nerves on stage. The opposite to that is momentum on stage. When you take that first win, you're in command. When you get into that second game, throw in a couple early combos, and just say, I'm just gonna keep up that grind, keep up those points, and you know your opponent is under the pressure and you are causing those nerves on the live stage. That's momentum. That's addiction.
That's right.
Oh, you know what? That makes me want to play again, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's we're talking about it makes me want to compete. I remember the times that we've ran into each other in tournament now.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of background in that, don't you worry. Exactly.
Yeah,
and
Billy Goat and I, we've come from a fighting game background. We played a lot. We started ourselves off in Street Fighter. We've gone to Tekken. We've gone to Mortal Kombat. All sorts of fighting games. And when you look at something like Tetris, there is so much of a fighting game mentality in this. In some modes more than others, of course. Tetris Effect Connected also features a mode called Zone Battle, where you can build meter and freeze time and send multiple attacks to your enemy. And there's a lot more going on there, and that's also modern Tetris. But in this one, even the elements of the psychology, putting on that early pressure, making people go on feel that pressure, go on tilt, trying to push that advantage, trying to secure momentum. All these psychological aspects are, they're identical in all 1v1 games. And, it's not uncommon in the fighting game community where, you are seeing those Street Fighters and you're seeing the Dragon Ball fighters and you're seeing the Mortal Kombat, you're seeing the Tekken. It's not uncommon to see a setup for Puyo Puyo Tetris, or any other, any form of Tetris, because it is really about that one-on-one competition, that thrill of the one-on-one competition. Having a rival to push you further. It is one of the best genres.
Absolutely, 100% correct. And exactly what you mentioned before with the Tetris Effect Connected, the Zone Battle. It's another 1v1. When I heard about a Tetris tournament going down, I started practicing this Tetris Effect. We see the 1v1 mode, the zone match, where you can not only do clear lines and get points, but when you clear those lines and make those combos, it will send garbage to your opponent's side of the field and start to build them up from underneath, putting them under even more pressure. You want to talk about nerves. You want to talk about relentless momentum. You want to talk about the combos like that. Zone battle is where that is a little bit less casual, approachable, I guess, because I tried it out and someone cleared the board from top to bottom and basically pushed me into the stratosphere. So we see a game like this, and even just the points, even just that number on the sideline, even you're not looking at the number, you just see it turn from green to red, and you know that you are now suddenly second place. Even that is enough to get that 1v1 feeling of momentum on stage.
That's right. And, while you were speaking, there was, we got to highlight a couple of things there on the camera, which is our production crew hard at work. But just highlighting there, we saw a family. How cool is it? How much the times have changed that we're seeing now. Seeing families come support their children in participating in a competition, and not only that we had a Fortress staff member absolutely 100% there supporting that family and making sure that they were making it to their game. The Fortress, really wanted to make tournaments accessible. They really wanted to have a smooth event. They understand that not everyone has participated in a tournament before, that they need that opportunity to ask questions and figure out where their games are. And, we've got staff here to make sure that you feel the most supported you can. And if you're seeing a family, you're seeing these young kids come here and participate in this tournament, you can too.
Absolutely. Makes it accessible, and maybe you don't get up on stage for the competition, that's just fine, but being able to have an approachable inlet to that, I think, is a fantastic service for a community. Like I said, back in the day, the LAN cafes used to be little hole-in-the-wall places, sort of go by word of mouth. The esports, that's right out. There's no approachable inlet to that whatsoever. But now a place like this, either come down for the competition, come down for the friendliness, come with your family, have a nice meal, have a night, play some board games. It lets you experience this type of community and say, do I want to get involved? Do I want to take another step? Do I want to start playing something with a team? Do I want to come down regular just for fun? It is all on the table here at your fingertips with a free entry in the door. Fantastic.
That's right. And this is a place for all gamers. I was talking even to my barber today, getting a haircut, told him, he asked what I was up to.
Yeah, looking sharp, aren't you?
Thank you very much. Jack. Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And this barber, they asked me, what am I doing today? I said, I'm going down to Fortress, and I described it, and they immediately like, I want to take my kids there. It's like, it is perfect for kids and adults alike. There's something for everyone here, and this competition, being a part of this and having a bit of having a bit of fun and putting yourself out there in a competitive environment, it's just so it's really special and it's so cool. It's available free. So often, all of the times I've been competing in my history at least, I know when I've gone to compete, there's always been like a $15 at the door fee, and then you've got like hey.
Live with Chad's haircut. We got to zoom in closer on that. I think that is, look, you can see it's that nice shave. Did he use that razor in there? That straight razor on the back, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
wow.
Look, I'm not an expert at cutting hair. I leave that to the professionals. But I know that a lot of people did choose during these last couple of years of lockdown to actually learn how to cut their own hair. I wish I'd taken that advice.
Oh, this is a bit for me, right? Yeah, learn to cut my own hair, right? Yeah, no, I went to a barber too. All right. Yep. You don't need to start dressing that up. I didn't know to shave my head over the bathtub anymore. I can go out. I can go out in public. I got a haircut too. I make money. Excitement about the haircuts on live in the audience. I like that.
And as you can see, we've got the Alienware Arena, and
presented by Telstra, supported by Alienware, and you look at this on display today, a live cam for the Alienware Arena.
Ooh, and of course, this is my house right here.
Our Spotlight Arena, sign of the hammer, thrill of the contest. Like you said, I've played many a day of Dungeons & Dragons back here growing up, and these little snippets of lore, that just fills my boots, mate. I love this sort of stuff. It's this type of creativity. This type of it's not corporate, It's not the usual choice you would see, even at a gaming bar. This type of effort going into it, I just want to sit down and read it. The last time I remember the very first time we came down here.
Look, you got a narrator's voice. Can you you've done a bit of dungeon mastering in your time. Can you read this out? You got to set the scene.
I guess okay. Karina, sign of the hammer. Sitting on her horse, looking up at the night sky, Karina could hear Jim munching on apples, popping them into his mouth like grapes. She turned and asked, "Why do we look for torments, Jim?" "Torments fire cleanses. Torments helps trolls escape. Torments gives meaning," replied Jim. "Why do you care, Karina? You are a princess. Go and find Prince and rule over trolls and peoples." Karina, her blood rose, replying angrily, "Kings and lords and princesses and princes, none of it matters." You know
Especially the rest of that sentence.
None of it matters, Chad. None. We are back live with the Fortress Alienware Arena.
And look at the ceiling. Damn, that's cool.
Let me look at that thing. Wow, I can see that live. There it is.
So, it's a bit of an odd question, but if you were a Tetris block, what would you be? What block would you be?
If I was a Tetris block, now this is, you see those little Facebook feed quizzes come up. What slice of bread would you be? No, what Tetris block would you be? Yeah, that's the way to go. I would 100% be the square. It's not even a competition.
Actually,
look at this chest. Look at these shoulders.
Wow.
I hit the gym, matey. That's what I'm here for.
Wow.
If I was a Tetris block, 100% the square piece is where I'd be.
It's
what about
actually
you?
funny.
If you were cosplaying a Tetris block, what would it be?
Oh, well, actually, it's funny you say that because in the original NES version of Tetris, we're playing Tetris Effect Connected today, but the original Tetris had names for each block. And you mentioned the square block. The square block has a name, and its name is Smash Boy.
That's 100% not true.
Yeah.
Are you pulling my leg again on
No,
live?
no, look it up. And that's
Look
why I
it up.
keep referring to the line block as the hero block. Line block is actually called Hero.
Line block is hero.
Yeah.
The square block is a Smash Boy.
That's
that
right.
right?
And there's you've got your L block and your J block, and they're called Blue Ricky and Orange Ricky.
Blue Ricky and Orange Ricky, all right, because they're blue and they're orange. I understand that. You got any other names for me?
Oh,
What about the squigglies?
the squigglies?
pieces?
Well, the Z blocks, they're named after Z Cleveland and Z Rhode Island.
Okay, you know what? I didn't spend much time living in America, so I can't comment on that one. But you know what? I'm on board with this. If you stopped after Smash Boy and Hero and said, "Sorry, I don't remember any names," and I would 100% not believe you. But the fact that you've gone this deep, I was like, I'm starting to think that this is actually information you came across. Where do you find something like this, Jad?
It's in the instruction manual for
It's in the
the
instruction manual
original Tetris.
for
Yeah.
the original game.
Yeah, and then there's
How about that?
yeah, and the T block is called Tiwi.
Tiwi.
Yeah,
All
that's right.
I'm still on board with you. A little bit less comfortable with a name like Tiwi. Smash Boy, I understand. Tiwi, okay. All right, I'll buy that. I'll buy it. Good to know. Again, leading into that lore, a little bit of that story behind. Maybe next time you can bring in the Tetris booklet and I can read out some Tetris lore to the
Well, it's
to
funny
the
you say
team.
Tetris story. How would you make a story about it? In Tetris Effect Connected, I'm actually really impressed with the story mode in Tetris Effect Connected, for what that's worth. That's been a really fun experience.
That's right. Yeah, a big long campaign, single player campaign when you're not looking for the competitive edge. So I was happy to see it, and they put a lot of effort into that. And again, like you said, a story mode for Tetris Effect Connected, not what I expected. But
Yeah, they really wanted to, they really wanted to get that feeling. I was talking a lot about the immersion. Every time you spin a block in Tetris Effect Connected, a beat plays. Every time you move a block, a beat plays, and it's different layers. So they've made like a bass track, and you play on top of it, and your moves in the game. Oh my goodness, I have to stop myself right there. We have Agent Numbers here. Now, Agent Numbers is a highly competitive Dragon Ball FighterZ player.
Oh.
And, of course, they've come here today as a tournament veteran. This is someone who was placed high at events like Melbourne Esports Open, at the most prestigious fighting game events, and they are no stranger to playing multiple games or
no stranger
competition.
to the big stage. Agent Numbers, a longtime veteran of the fighting game community, here to rock his Tetris skills.
And Agent understands that they just can't play just Dragon Ball Fighters. You know, the House Cup is about playing all games.
That's right.
And giving everything a shot. Now, Agent is such an intelligent Dragon Ball Fighters player. I would not be surprised to see him absolutely crush Tetris as well. But I can't
say that, but this Binger ZZ, Bingers,
of course,
don't write off another competitor, my friend, until you see their skills doing the talking for them on screen. I am looking forward to this.
Well, you're right. I absolutely cannot write off Bingers here. They could be a dark horse Tetris competitor. Well, I don't want to sound too biased here, of course, in Agent Numbers' favor. They are favorite. But actually, Agent Numbers here, the winner of this game, will go into the finals.
There's some stakes on the table. The first announcement we have got live. Look at this, a winner of this game going to finals.
That's
exciting.
Right. And now, keep that in mind, that means, you know, we've already had this whole tournament. Yes, we've only seen a certain amount of matches on stream, but every single match, the level of play has been higher. So if this is the match going into finals,
we might be seeing some real competition being thrown in here right now.
Yeah, Bingers might, you know, I'm not going to underestimate Bingers. I'm going to let their blocks do the talking. I'm going to let their wells do the talking. I'm going to let their combos do the talking.
Excellent, Jad. Look, I know you're big friends with Agent Numbers, got that history there, and you're going to be barracking for your boy here.
I'm not allowed to take sides. I'm supposed to be impartial.
We can say that. You're not allowed to take sides, all right? Wink, wink, and nudge, nudge. We both understand how this goes down. I want to see Bingers push through. You know what? They're both pushing through for their own team.
That's just a real Karina House supporter right there. You don't care. You don't want to go for Agent Number. You just want to go for whatever I'm not going for.
Yeah. You know what? It maintains that impartial balance. You know, if we're both saying, oh, let's go for Agent Numbers. We saw him here at the Dragon Ball Z Fighters last year. Excellent. Good to see him here again. You know, I'd like to root for the underdog. Or maybe not the underdog. Maybe Bingers is going to blow it out of the park. I haven't seen them live on stream yet, but we're about to find out.
Ooh. So that's how it's going to go. You're gonna stand fully in the court of Bingers.
Absolutely. Let's go Bingers. Let's get it from the crowd. Let's go Bingers. Let's go Bingers. All right, it's not happening. That's all right. We'll get it next time. When they win, though, you're going to be hearing the chant. Don't you worry.
All right, Agent Numbers. That was a name that I definitely have said a few times. This man has been competing in Dragon Ball at the highest level for a long time. And no stranger to competitive games or the competitive mindset or the stage. Not a stranger to the stage either. And, you know, that can be a huge advantage, especially in, you know, the first round. Well, all rounds, but especially the first round. Being able to compose yourself quickly on stage makes a huge difference.
Absolutely, Jad. Absolutely. And we see both here, both representing Team Boots. Points going through to the finalists. We're going to see who wants it more. The House Cup, of course. Them team top 8,000 point victory on the line. We're not seeing the direct competition here right now. We're going to see who is going through to represent.
That's right. And so if these players, one of these players goes into the finals, that means the loser of this will be in third, fourth place, earning 500 points for their house. And that means, look at all these points for House Boots already.
What a take home for House Boots. Seen a lot of Boots matchups on here. Maybe it's a popular choice. Maybe it's just the luck of the draw with the bracket. But we're going to see those updates. We're going to see exactly where these plays lay out by the end of the day.
Ooh, I can hear that game starting in the background now. I can hear that timer. And we are shortly going to be into game between Agent Numbers and Bingers. Neither of these players, we haven't seen either of these players play Tetris yet.
That's right, not yet. We talk a lot of guff about Agent Numbers, but that's strictly the fighting game tournaments. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's Tetris.
Agent Numbers on the left-hand side.
Some quick play right off the bat. I like to see that from the both of them. All right, good solid builds from the two. Look at that, nice flat out of Bingers. Agent Numbers with a bit of a deficit here. Happy to make it up with the Z piece. What'd you say? The Rhode Island squiggle. Ooh. All right, first Tetris. Goes out to Bingers.
First Tetris to Bingers.
Maintaining that well. Good builds on both sides of the board here. Agent Numbers, desperate for a line piece now, gets it. Now we'll need a double to get back to that well-built, well position. Oh, covers one side.
Ooh.
See how Agent can bring himself out of that.
Clean builds here from both sides begging for a line piece. Of course, they aren't guaranteed. Ooh, Bingers with another Tetris there. And
real smooth play from Bingers here. Agent Numbers needing something to get back a deficit, but still within eyesight. But another Tetris is going to pull him another
such
2,000
a
and
strong
change. We still got lots of time, A minute 45. Another Tetris for Agent. But Bingers answers right back. Good, solid building here. Starting to split the field a little bit for Agent. Maybe making some uncomfortable places, but it's nothing that they can't recover from. These Tetris, one after the other. Bingers.
Double the score right now with half time to go. There's so many wells on Agent's side. Trying to find any opportunity. Get
desperate. Those reliances on the line blocks now. We can see them live. He's got the earbuds in. This person is concentrating.
Bingers not happy with some of their play right now. They're trying to find a way to fix their gaps. Not getting the piece they want.
That's true. Look at all these line pieces with nowhere to go. Agent, line piece coming down, looking to rebuild the score with less than a minute to go. If it needs to make it happen, needs to be now. And the line piece just as he's blocked off as well. Oh, such a taunt.
35 seconds to go, and still the lead from Bingers is very convincing.
This is going to be hard to surmount at this point. Less than 30 seconds. Another line block down, but too much Swiss cheese to make that count.
Can't find a comfortable place for that.
And look at this. You see this here. You see even at the lead, Bingers is not throwing this away. He's just making slow, methodical, good placement, setting himself up to mitigate the risk of whatever the next random piece could be. They are always finding a place to put it, and he's almost cleared his board off completely as a round timer ticks down to 0. Good stuff to Bingers.
Bingers will take that first round convincingly.
Convincing victory for Bingers.
And they are about to start this second round. Here we are, 3, 2, 1. We saw some very strong builds. Of course, in this competitive mode, we have both players getting exactly the same pieces. Of course, it just depends on how fast they play. Looking right.
Good slow builds here. Nice opening. No mistakes on either side of the board. A little bit of an uncomfortable placement for Agent there. The same sort of board splitting that we saw the last game. First Tetris goes down to Bingers.
Got a well down the middle here, and no line pieces in sight. Slowly tipping to one side here, but gonna get the Tetris and making it nice for that square block.
Puts them at a 60 points
The
advantage.
3-line combo will take the lead. The first time Agent has held a lead so far.
We can call that a lead, but you can see the differences in the builds and the recovery that Agent Numbers is going to need to do to maintain this. Again, another Tetris thrown down by Bingers, pushing him again. Another line piece is going to skyrocket him. 2,000 and change at advantage.
Wow, Bingers just playing so solid.
This is what I say. You don't always need to play fast. What you've got here is just good, solid decision-making. Those fine fundamentals like an engineer building a bridge. It's making up for
Bingers with the focus. And look at this clean build.
Bit of a misdrop. If anything is going to lose it at a time like this, it's going to be that. But Agent Numbers needs to work to make it happen. And very quickly, it's fixed. Mitigated that mistake. Building up over top as well, saying, I'm going to play in the mid-game now.
Strong lead. 1 minute, 10 seconds left on the clock. Agent with a well that even if he gets a line piece down that side, he's still got gaps there.
Oh, big deficit. Those types of walls are climbing way up into the field here.
So tight, such tight spacing.
Very, very tight.
Begging for another line piece as well. Line pieces needed everywhere. a Tetris in the middle of the board, but still only 1,800
45
points
seconds to
behind
go.
with
It's
40 seconds to go.
Going to be hard to make up that sort of a deficit now, but if I know Agent Numbers, they are going to try their best.
And this is where we see the momentum on Binger's side. He's confident. He's got, look at these builds, 3-line clear. Always clean, always one single well, no cheese on, no Swiss cheese on Binger's side. Clean the whole way through, another Tetris.
And through almost 4,000 and change, and Agent Numbers almost topping out there. Is it going to come down to the wire? 7 seconds to go. This is looking pretty convincingly in Binger's favor.
Oh, and that will be all
That is going
over.
to time
Agent has
up.
been eliminated, and Bingers has taken him out. He's going to put himself in the grand finals of his qualifier here at the Fortress House Cup. Great showing there from Agent Numbers. Of course, I'm a bit of a fanboy because, look, when we talk about competitors, right? And you might think, oh, this person, they're a fierce competitor. What do you think of when you hear someone that's such a good competitor? What do you think? What's your first judgment of someone that you hear is such a good player, a top level player?
Top level player. What do I think about someone like that? I think of Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed says, I'm going to put my foot in the championship ring, go through the finals. I'm going to do that. Oh, man, that sort of stuff gets me going.
I get that. And then there's also that group of people who see like fierce competitors and they go, oh, a bit unapproachable. You know, they're obviously so focused on the game, so focused on the win. How could I approach someone like that? Now, let me tell you, despite Agent Numbers being eliminated, he is one of the friendliest guys. And he is, you know, definitely sad to see him go. He's definitely been a bastion of the fighting game community and of, you know, gaming events like this as a whole. Someone who's always a friendly face, happy to give you tips, happy to give you advice. Really embodying that spirit.
You're talking about the man like he just died.
He's
He's going to be right back. This is a player who wants to put in for their team. Maybe this isn't his main game, but Agent Numbers says, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be barracking for Team Boots. I'm going to be putting in my best foot forward. Maybe it didn't turn out in his favor today, but you're talking about him. Oh, I'm so sad. He's gone. I'm so sad. He's going to be.
Look at the attitude.
Look at this attitude. Ooh.
He's like, that was a good play. You know, he's just excited. He just loves competition. House Karina right there through and through as well. Doesn't care about the win or loss. Just loves the good play. Just loves the competition.
You know what? All right. For all the jokes, I'll definitely clap you on the back for that. Is that good sportsmanship? That's what it really breeds to come down to and say that, to look at your opponent and not get salty, not get upset about it. Just say they played well. I did my best, but they came out on top.
Yeah, they just played better. But you know, that's enough about Agent Numbers there. Bingers, the one moving through with a 2-0 victory as well.
Very convincing 2-0
And we will
victory.
see them again. But you can see, it doesn't matter how many times Agent Numbers lost, he's always got a massive smile on his face. Doesn't take any of the losses to heart, just reflects, talks about it, has a laugh. Really like an embodiment of what it is to be a great competitor, and to see that at like the highest level, to see that people as friendly and as jovial as that can still be at the highest level is a really cool example, really cool role model for the community.
For sure, and what better place to do that in a place like Fortress? I mean, we've got some prizes on the line, we've got some pride, we've got some ego maybe. When it comes down to it, like, this is a place for the casual approach. It's a place for people to just come and have fun, have that smile on your face and a smile in your heart, Jad, to get on stage and say, like, even if I didn't do number one, then maybe I didn't come to the grand final, but just to meet people and have a nice time.
That's right. And that has been an awesome, absolute onslaught of games. We've seen the level of play increase consistently. We've seen people with close wins, clutch wins. We've seen people with we've seen favorites get eliminated. We've seen someone graduate to the grand finals. So before we come back for those finals, we're going to have a quick break. Stick around. Hello and welcome back to the Fortress House Cup 2022 Season 1 Game Day 1. I'm Big Jaddy and I'm joined here by Billy Goat. Billy Goat, how you doing?
Oh, I am excited. We're heading into the top brackets of performance. It means the skill set has been shorn away. We're going to see the best of the best here for today on display. Pushing forward for the grand finals. We're in the round 2 qualifiers.
That's right. We're going to have those round 2 qualifiers, and then we're going to have the finals of both qualifiers. So the best players we just saw, Bingers before, the reigning champion. I'm a bit embarrassed to say that we just got an update. That's the reigning champion.
We are in the presence of a real celebrity. We ran a tournament much like this last year, and Bingers was the #1 bracket winner that day. And back again to strut his stuff live. You saw that on stage just a moment ago, and I'm excited to see the rest of the skill set about to be on display.
That's right. Now, if you didn't finish top 8 in the first qualifier, you could actually enter again in the second qualifier. So there's some people that we might see again or are looking to make a statement here. But when we had some words with some of the competitors in that break just then, trying to see what sort of talent was on display, they said that the real killers are here in qualifier 2.
I'm excited about that. Let me tell you, I got a big love for the new competitor, the person who's just trying out for the first time. But I also, being from a competitive background myself, this type of skill set, the real killers are here, the real deal professionals. About to kick off Sweaty Gamers Live, brought to you here by Fortress Melbourne, presented by Telstra, supported by Alienware. Look at these two; they are ready to go.
They're just so
pumped.
That's what happens when you're here in the Alienware arena. You're just so pumped up, you just can't help but sweat.
Oh, you got the bright lights, you got the pumping music. It's warm in here. You got a whole bunch of people riled up and ready to go. Do not diminish the BTUs of body heat that are being outputted here today. Not to mention all the fantastic Alienware. It's a filling this place up. You get sweaty, and it's not just from the competition.
Look, we've been playing a lot of Tetris today, and we've been talking about a lot of Tetris today.
It's true.
What have you seen that's really made the difference? What's making the best players the best players? Especially when we're playing classic Tetris. No, we're playing classic, not modern Tetris, we're playing classic Tetris. So that means, we don't have the hard drop, can't just immediately shoot a piece to the ground. You don't see the outline of the piece either, so you have to keep that in mind. There's no holding a piece, so you can't go, oh, I don't want that piece right now, I'll hold it for later. And there's no predictability on what piece is coming next. Any piece can come next. You could go 20, 30, potentially infinite. Very, very infinitesimal chance of that one. But you go an infinite time without a light piece.
Let me tell you something. I come from not only competitive, but a little bit of a musical background. All right, and the one thing that this Tetris play like this really reminds me of is like that jazz musician, the blues improvisation, because with the modern quality of life features that Tetris Effect Connected brings to the table, we have cut all that away. Like you said, you can't hold on to a piece. You don't see the prediction of the pieces that are coming up for you. You don't see the guide dropping you down. You don't have the hard drop. You get one piece, and you need to put it in the right spot. You need to improvise that. Sometimes you just don't have the exact spot you need it, and you're going to suffer for it unless you've built in advance. And it's that type of improvisation. It's just flying by the seat of your pants, right on the edge of the seat. Oh, this is exciting Tetris thrown down.
That's right. And we want to, Fortress is all about making the casual, the competitive experience available to the more casual gamers. So we did go with the classic Tetris because it is a lot more accessible in that way. You don't have to master extra mechanics. So
that's right. It's fundamental. It's just fundamental Tetris decision making. None of the fancy bells and whistles. None of the extra stratagems. Just put the block in the right place.
That's right.
You know what? It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, definitely a lot harder than it sounds. And we're about to jump into our game right here. You can see, we're here at the Fortress House Cup. You might notice, if you're just tuning in right now, we've got House Boots here on the left-hand side. Sweet Potato versus Venice.
Sweet potato. I'm not going to pronounce it Venice. I'm going to Benny's.
Benny's?
Venice?
Okay.
Venus? No, never mind. All right, sweet potato and Venice kicking off.
And here's Venice. Okay, so both players, of course, in this mode, they're going to have access to both to the exact same set of pieces. So it's even though that the piece that's dropping is random, the piece that they're getting is always going to be exactly the same in exactly the same order, which means that it's about how well you can build. It's not about how lucky you are compared to the other player. Yes, there's obviously going to be some luck involved because you don't know what you're getting, but if your builds are fundamentally strong, sound, structural, then you're not going to have to worry about that. And right now you can see Sweet Potato with a clear well on the left-hand side.
Ooh,
and
let's see, that could be a show of confidence right there. I want to bring to your attention, you can see Sweet Potato just let that block hang in the air a little bit longer. Not such a rush to put it towards the ground. They are saying that I want to make the best decision that I can. I want it to be in the right place. And look at this. 3 line blocks have gone by and they decide, I'm not going to clear that well just yet. I'm saving that one for the rainy day. Venice taking a small lead ahead, but suddenly dwarfed by the first Tetris coming down.
And Sweet Potato looking to, again, make this huge well. Happy to sit on this lead now. Another Tetris. A strong lead, tripling the score of Venice right now. And Venice is trying to find any way to make to deal with this this cheese that they've got, this Swiss cheese that they have to fill in all the holes of.
I just want to bring to your attention, if I have a well like that and I get a line piece, I'm throwing it down that well so fast. The sheer force of will you need to put on display to have a line piece and just chuck it off to the side to say, I'm going to save that one for the rainy day. That is the reason I'm not competing at these top levels.
Well, that's right, and I think that's just it. We're getting dangerously close for Sweet Potato to the top here, where Sweet Potato is relying on a line piece right now, but it's not quite happening. They've got a Z piece, so
a little slowing it down a little.
Gonna have to plug the hole. Gonna have to go for some. Not gonna be able to get the full Tetris here, but still such a commanding lead.
Risky play, needs to clear it before a line block comes, and it looks like that's gonna do it for them. Commanding lead, but doesn't want to top out, that's for sure.
Gonna go for some. Gonna go for some combos here.
All right. Sweet Potato blocking off what they needed the most. Opens it up again. Venice trying to play a little bit of recovery in the middle of the Tetris board.
And a very commanding lead and a very convincing first round there from Sweet Potato. The first competitor I've qualified to. They've shown an impressive display. Absolutely didn't seem like any nerves. There was basically 0 misplacements from Sweet Potato. Venice looking to
go straight back into the game here.
And of course, in this mode, you don't just get points for clearing lines. You also get points simply from placing pieces. So you're going to get rewarded for the amount of your speed as well. Just the amount of pieces that you're getting down, you're just going to get points for that. So you've got to build.
It's true. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I would much rather put the place in the right spot and get 0-point bonus and make myself set up safer for the next piece than to rush it down and get those little bits of change on the side.
We can see Venice is rear view here, looking to get a massive stack up there on the left-hand side.
Venice a little bit more confident this game. Seems to have found his rhythm with this build. An enormous well on the side, but none of the cheese we saw from last round. All right, needs to make a decision. Decides no, wants to save it for the rainy day. Can't afford to miss a Tetris. Doesn't want to get the 3 stack. A little bit of cheese coming up. Big wells on the side.
First Tetris, and Venice will take the lead. Not the same
another decision
lead that Sweet Potato had in the first round here. Venice showing signs of life. It's his second round.
That's right. Ain't 600-point advantage. It's a deceptively slow game right now.
It is. Both players have not been given many line pieces. A very starved game of line pieces, and so these deep wells are just getting deeper and more they're tipping in directions that has not been rewarding. Oh, Bennis very upset with that placement just there. Can't believe it. It's
Bennis, he's trying his best. You can see him shouting at the crowd. I can hear it through the speakers.
Okay, making a recovery here, but also Sweet Potato, you can see they're building their well. Oh, and so
Sweet
confident.
Potato, so confident with less than a minute to go. Says, I don't need the lead right now. I'm going to push this through to the very end.
And Bennis still has a 600-point lead with 40 seconds left on the clock. And Sweet Potato, just relying on a Tetris here, going to go for some quick points. Can Bennis keep on the pressure? Can Bennis keep this points up? Because Sweet Potato has a lot of relying on line pieces. As long as Bennis can maintain this advantage for 28 more seconds. And Sweet Potato has blocked off. Definitely, even if he gets a line piece right now, it won't be enough. And despite the perfect well creation from Sweet Potato, has not cleared in time. Needs a miracle here as Bennis is still cultivating this lead, still keeping that pressure on. Here we are. That's only 8 seconds left. Despite such a great well, Bennis is able to pull this through with some miss pieces. Here he goes. That's 1 second left. Ooh.
With a 600-point lead, the enormous well left there by Sweet Potato. There he is. Look at him popping off. They are happy about that. Bennis.
Hey, there's kids here.
One around. Look at that. That's obviously a cup of water. Stay hydrated, folks. It's a hot day. It's sweaty.
It's water.
It's water, they say. Good stuff.
That's right. Yeah,
right.
We got to stay hydrated. For, when we're sweating this much playing games of Tetris that tight, Sweet Potato created such a great well, but the random just wasn't a favor. We're just talking about like how it's possible in classic Tetris that you just don't get a line piece for that long, despite being a convincingly stronger player in that first round. Their strategy just didn't work for the second round. They were really conservative with those line pieces, opting to increase the size of the well in hope of a few consecutive line pieces for some big combos to hopefully win the whole game in one fell swoop. Especially, if you get 2 Tetrises in a row, that's like a 3,000, 4,000 point dump right there, and it just didn't happen.
That's right. Didn't quite happen to Sweet Potato. Had an impeccable setup, impeccable tactics. Wasn't able to cash in. This is the real crunch time, the 3-minute speed Tetris.
That's right. So, that begs the question. Do you just clear the Tetrises as you get them?
You see, that's exactly what I do. You know what? I don't have the guts. I don't have the stomach. I don't have the nerve to leave that well sitting there. I see a line piece and I say, I'm going to put that straight into the bank. This is why I ain't a rich man. But you know what? It
didn't work out this time. Will Sweet Potato continue the same strategy, hope for better luck on the pieces this time, and go for that double Tetris, or will they change their strategy up, go for more combos, go for more single line clears, just to start getting more of a secure lead first before constructing their well?
We're going to see. To be honest, we had Sweet Potato so composed, so calm. In victory, they were so professional. A little bit of a nod towards the camera. Thank you very much. Bennis leaped out of his seat, whipped the shirt up over his face.
Made up a new Fortnite dance.
Made up a new Fortnite dance. Had a big old glass of water, and here we go, kicking right off. Sweet Potato ready to make this a 2-1
4
victory.
Quick placements from Sweet Potato, playing at a invigorated speed, and Bennis seemed to be not in the same level of focus, but needs to make it up right now. Coming into this final round, we see the same strategy here from Sweet Potato, creating that well on the side. Same strategy from Bennis, happy to create that well in the center, but there's no place for this square now, and a quick Tetris to give Sweet Potato a quick, healthy lead, and we'll take this 1,200 point advantage early into the game as Bennis looking to, again, maintain that well in the center. Here we are going for
Bennis throwing down some points earlier, is making up for the couple of drop pieces, is finding ways to sluice it in under the side.
And again, look at this. Sweet Potato very happy, not making a big well this time, has definitely adapted, clearing the lines as they get them. And Bennis, despite much success with this middle well and the quick clears and the quick combos, Sweet Potato is playing at a much higher speed this time and clearing much faster. Does not want to give Bennis any opportunity to get a lead. And we have 1 minute, 35 seconds left on the clock. But this time, Sweet Potato is in the lead, clearing hard and fast.
Yeah. They realized that they need to put the speed down. They figured out the crunch of the speed Tetris. And here we are, we're seeing it pay off. Early commanding lead and just grinding that advantage. Here we go. Bennis, no slouch, working hard, but needs a Tetris to make it happen within the last minute. Sweet Potato slowing down a little bit, starting to play a bit more calm.
Here we go, 1 minute left. Sweet Potato, a lot of Swiss cheese right there, and Bennis is actually able to has actually got some quite clean build right here to try and get an advantage back, but only 45 seconds left. Bennis is going to have to try and make a quick Tetris here. Tetris will be the only way to... Ooh, okay. Still got an opportunity for recovery here. Trying to make a Tetris in time. 30 seconds left, and Sweet Potato has no opportunity. The current build that they have will not allow for a quick Tetris. So an opportunity right here for...
Oh,
that is a devastating misplacement right there. That might cost Bennis the game. He is laughing to himself. He can't believe it. How did he throw away the game in a single elimination tournament? Oh,
come on, Bennis, you can do it. He's still got the time. Bennis, don't give up. Don't give up, Bennis. Sweet Potato happy with the advantage right now. Bennis throwing down line after line with only less than 1,000-point deficit. Oh, spoke too soon there. And
what a close competitive game. Nerves on both sides, jubilation on the side of Sweet Potato. Can't believe, adjusted the strategy, came away victorious. Big round of applause for Sweet Potato there. Well done. Kept composed to the end. Woo!
Keep composed right to the end.
What an adaptation. And Bennis, I mean, this was a crowd-pleasing man right here. Showing us his dance moves, showing us his style, showing us his middle well strategy. But Sweet Potato will be victorious and move on. You can see they are so excited. Can't believe it. Congratulations. Oh, stop giving me attention. Oh, I'm putting too much on. All right, let's talk about you instead, Jordan. How's it going?
That was a very jarring change of topic here.
I read body language. I read some body language, and I saw there was someone who didn't want to be on the camera. And if there's someone who wants to be on the camera the most, I know that's you.
Well, you see, that's why I'm taking up 50% of the screen right now.
Oh.
All right. So one thing I really like to point out is that it was a very, very, very slow play from Sweet Potato at the start. They knew that they weren't under the pressure of those zone attacks, like we said in Tetris Effect Connected. You know, you're going to be getting like a direct mess up from your opponent to be fed pieces from underneath. None of that was on board. They knew they could just make slow, concise decisions, make sure they had the right build, and that's exactly what they constructed. And a little bit to their detriment, couldn't sneak in under that 3-minute timer. Didn't quite make it work. And the instant adaptation, they realized, you know what? Okay, maybe play a little bit slow, maybe need to cash in a little bit faster this time. And very, very convincing victory out of that. Excellent adaptation to a competitive game set.
That was absolutely unreal and such a close game. And Bennis, of course, in the end there, succumbing to one misplacement that made it impossible to win.
Victory was
so close,
there,
so close. Definitely, he was only one Tetris away from equalizing that score. Sweet Potato had no pieces available for Tetris, no clears, but just one misplacement. Devastating, absolutely devastating. Bennis, of course, what a crowd pleaser.
And then so humble
Sad
in
to see him
loss.
go.
Such a willing sportsman. The polite clap saying, you know what? You beat me.
That's right.
The way it goes.
And really embodying what Fortress House Cup is about. It's really not about winning. You know, we jest, we have a bit of a laugh here, but that's really what the Fortress House Cup is really about. It's about just giving it a go, having a laugh at yourself. It doesn't matter win or lose. Have fun, you know, and that's what we saw there. A couple of competitors who put themselves out there, put themselves into a tournament, and did their best, and so cool to see.
Hopefully, had a great time. Here we go with a Tetris replay.
We can see, of course, here was the This is the first game here of where we saw such a commanding lead from Sweet Potato. Very calm. So that was very easy, convincing first round. It wasn't until the second round here where there seemed to be a bit more of a lot more tense. We saw these in the middle. And
middle,
here
well,
we go.
you know,
This was the begin. Even though Sweet Potato had 17 lines cleared, it didn't matter. Bennis was taking more Tetrises earlier and still got the lead. Oh, and
here we go. The replay.
What a that was. I mean, when you're talking pop-offs, when you're talking celebrations, that's got to be up there, right?
You got that right. There's something to be said about pleasing your crowd. Like I talk a whole lot of guff about competition. Right? I come from that competitive background. Maybe that's what I'm here for.
And
but
this is the replay of Sweet Potato
audience.
say, "Get that camera off me! What are you doing? Get it off me right now!" Okay, and Bennis is like, "Get that camera back on me!" And there's our Telstra replay.
Fantastic, Jad.
So good to see some competitive games, and also to see a clash of strategies there. Something we haven't seen during the tournament yet. And of course, we're still playing Classic. We're still playing. We're still playing a very basic level, not to undermine how good those competitors were, but you can still see the strategy of Classic Tetris is very universal and very easy to pick up. You know, you're building a well for Tetrises, or you're building and you're looking to get combos, or you're looking to make it's an easy game to pick up and play. Look, you won't be able to join tonight's tournament, but we're going to have a game day every fortnight. This Saturday, 2 weeks from now, Saturday is going to be Dragon Ball Fight. 2 weeks from that, CSGO Wingman 2v2s. All of these modes, all of these games, they're not quite the mainstream competitive formats and competitive games and the competitive esports that we're used to playing. They're really just about providing those games that everyone's dabbled in. Everyone's played an FPS, but there's not a huge wingman scene. So just grab a mate, come along, give it a shot. Tetris, we've all played Tetris once or twice. Come along, have a shot. Have a laugh, do some dancing.
Just have fun. Next match up, Jay of Mayonnaise playing off against Geneva.
Did they misspell jar of mayonnaise, or is their name Jay?
I was going to say that. I looked at that and I said, you know what, maybe it's jar of mayonnaise. But no, I'm going to take a bet that his name is Jay. Where are they? Is Jay here? Can he shout out? Okay, he can't hear me. That's all right. We're going to find an answer for that. We'll bring it back to you later today.
Okay, so it's also Jay of mayonnaise, not mayonnaise. So maybe the person who was putting them into the tournament accidentally messed up didn't have an O key for part of that, and it's supposed to be the joy of mayonnaise.
There's an O right there in the of.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The O key only
broken.
messed up for a little bit, and then it was...
Your stories are getting more and more unbelievable, Jad.
Just like the likelihood of getting a line piece.
Jay of Mayonnaise, I'm going to say we are in a professional venue. We got people who communicate well. We got competitors who know their own names for starters. We got the top level, Jay of Mayonnaise. We are good to go. Jay, I hope you're having a great time. And Geneva, there's too many I's, too many different ways to pronounce it.
That reminds me of Anivia.
Anivia.
Yeah, Genevia. That's how I'm going to go with that one. Please correct if I'm wrong. I know.
Let's come up here, shout out your name and say, dummy, read my name right. I'll buy that. No worries.
And I can hear that intro music. Pumped to get into some more Tetris between competitors here in this classic Tetris mode.
And here we go. Jay of Mayonnaise playing this with Geneva. Yeah.
Waiting for Jay to select that 0 initial speed level and begin the game. Here we are. What will we see? Who's your money on here, Jordan?
Jay of Mayonnaise is way too creative a name for me not to back that player.
Ooh,
all right, we are seeing fast stacking here out of Geneva.
There is some fast stacking here going on from Geneva. Oh, and double well here from Jay, but quickly going to blows it up. Wow, great builds right there, leaving perfect spacing there for that L block. Happy to take a quick 2 lines. Whoa, a strong early combo right there to take the early points lead from Genevia, but
a bit of a misplace from Jay, I think. That's
okay, and there's
they can
no
recover.
good. Oh, he's going to get one good place, but again, creating another well. Just gets that rotation in time. Fast play here from Genevia, and you can see, again, the next level of Tetris. You can see the way that Genevia is dropping the pieces almost exactly from the top means that you can bet that they are looking at what their next piece is going to be, and they are preparing as they're dropping the piece. They're looking at their next piece. They're going, what's coming next? Where is it going? And they start the momentum. And that pace can make the difference, especially when you get rewarded points simply for getting down the pieces faster.
No, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And I was about to say that neither of these players have thrown down a 4-banger Tetris just yet, but we can see how competitive it is with only a minute and a half to go. It's exactly these timings where the slow grind, the slow combos, typically not what you're after. You're looking for that line piece to blow away that huge row.
That's right.
It hasn't worked out for either player. And here we go, coming into the very last stretch, almost a minute and change. We're going to see how this plays out for Jay and Mayonnaise.
You can definitely see the difference in speed right now as Genevia is basically fast dropping from the very start of the screen and has 24 lines to 13. Happy to play fast, happy to play quick. Has been a couple of misplacements, but is making up for them very, very quickly. And Jay and Mayonnaise is going to have to play a little bit faster if they want to make up this point deficit right now. And very, very tough situation. Lots of getting a quick line here and there. Strong builds.
1,000-point deficit, almost out of the range for a Tetris to even make the recovery. Not that it's even on the board for Jay and Mayonnaise right now. They're going to work hard for the last 30 seconds. There it goes, a 2,000-point deficit.
Oof, and Genevia still clearing at such a rapid rate. You can see their board is basically empty, double the amount of lines, almost triple the amount of score. Jay and Mayonnaise still trying to claw their way back, still trying to find the right placements here with 5 seconds to go.
5 seconds to go, commanding almost 2,500. This might be time up.
Wow,
Great play from Genevia.
Great play from both sides there. You can see Genevia was the better player this time. We given a little bit of fist bump. Very happy about that win. And Genevia, this is someone that we've seen. I was going out looking in the crowd. This is someone who was practicing the whole time, happy to play at a very fast pace. And that is really going to make the difference in these games. Yes, playing fast gives more room for error, but playing fast also means more opportunity for points.
Hey, the most correct decisions made in the shortest amount of time, those are the people who are going to come out on top. I guess that's just basic knowledge for any game being played.
Well, that's right. I mean, you know, when you think of like competitive Tetris, what did you think of to begin with when you heard about competitive Tetris?
Yeah, so I started hearing about competitive Tetris. You know, my experience, came from Year 9 physics class, Mrs. Murtaugh on my TI-89 graphics calculator. And I said, I play Tetris, I should be pretty good. And then I went down the rabbit hole of what real competitive Tetris looks like. I was expecting slow-paced, like grandmaster chess of strategy going on. It's a whole lot more like watching Dragon Ball Z. The speed that these players can ratchet up to is incredible. Not quite on display today.
That's right. We're not because these players aren't good enough, but because classic Tetris only allows you to play at a certain speed. There is no hard drop. Players can't immediately drop the piece to the ground. They are limited by the speed of gravity at this point, and of course we are playing at a 0 speed level. So that means that players can only drop this fast, and it's like
even still the challenge behind that. Even at this speed like this, they are making it look easy.
That's right. And while we're talking about all this, we're seeing a significant score advantage this time from Jay Mayonnaise compared to last time. Behind from the very beginning, but this time already with only basically half the amount of lines cleared, but still a 300-point lead, making those Tetrises. And here is
really
one
where
line
these
cleared.
combos pay off.
A combo here, combo opportunity, and another 400-point lead. Here we go, Genivia with their speed is looking to close that gap, but it's only a 52-point lead, a 9-point lead at this point, and
It
Genivia
is
looking
neck
to
and
bring
neck.
up the pace, quickly taking a 100-point lead straight from the hands of Jay. And
Wanting to cash in on those 3-line combo instead of waiting for the Tetris. Oh,
and
Jay, a
was
bit of a
such
hesitation
strong
there.
Start, not quite sure where to put this piece. It had no good placement there. It was not a good squiggly line, and really, really struggling to find good placements. Oh, it's so many unlucky pieces for their build, and that is so many in a row that there's
With 30
a lot
seconds
of
to go.
recovery
30
here.
seconds to go, team. Look at this with a 500-point deficit. They're coming right down to the wire. Can they make it happen? They got a little bit of a build going.
Genivia.
Tetris coming down. That's a 3-banger. Is it going to be enough? Not quite. Still 300-point the deficit. Coming in hard. Is it going to be a Hail Mary play?
20 seconds left. The square comes in. Can we get a combo comeback right here? Oh, that would have been perfect in that gap, but just not enough. We have 12 seconds left. Still a big gap. Can
Is it going to be
Jay
the
of
line
Mayonnaise
piece?
get a line block in there? Can we get a combo?
Now,
2 liners
it's a
right there.
three-banger.
That is not enough with just 4 seconds to go. And it's just dropping it in there, and it will be all
Not
over.
quite there. So many opportunities just out of reach. Round winner, Genivia. There he is on screen. Big round of applause, crowd.
Very happy with himself there.
Fantastic. Very happy with himself, and well earned as well.
And
Them's
what a
the
game! Yeah,
breaks.
Jay, you know, especially coming from that first round, we've talked about nerves a lot, but really composed themselves in that second round. Went from a score point. I mean, like Genivia was tripling Jay's score in the first round, and there was only a 300-point difference in that last game. So you can see Jay was able to compose
Look at this
themselves.
on screen. The family life. Looking at the competitors. They're so happy. Get in there.
Oh,
Get
was
some
that?
competition. Is this Genivia? Is this the
No.
Genivia?
Is this
No,
Jay?
this is Jay of Mayonnaise.
That was that
I'm not
Jay of
sure.
Mayonnaise right there.
Still want to meet that. Still want to find out what that name was supposed to be. Excellent play from both competitors
Regardless,
there.
how cool it is to see how times have changed, that we have a whole family here supporting each other in gaming. When I was a kid, wouldn't have seen something like that. Absolutely not. Would have been like, no, unless it's a sporting event, not there. But nowadays, you know, it's becoming more culturally accepted to have, oh, is this Jay of Mayonnaise, or
Look at this pop off.
is this someone who's dancing that doesn't think the camera is ever going to catch a replay of them?
Got bad news for you, my friend. That's
Oh.
immortalized. That's on the internet forever now.
Yes, don't even think about having fun while you think the camera's not on you, because we're watching. We're going to see you having fun, and we're going to share it with everybody, and everybody's going to have a smile on their face because you were having fun on your own. How devastating would that be?
How devastating would that be? If there's one thing I say in my life, I say, I hope no one catches me having fun. I just want to be stoic and serious all the time.
Man, I had fun once, and it was awful.
Yeah, it's just terrible. Just terrible. Let me tell you. Let's get real. Let's get real. Having fun is exactly what this is all
That's
about.
exactly what the Fortress House Cup is about.
That's one thing you don't get from the online play, the in-person, on-stage dance-offs that happen when somebody pops off. Oh, that's
right. And we have, like you know, one of the reasons, you can hear some of the game music, but in venue, we got some bangers playing. We got some cool music. People are bopping around, enjoying the music at the same time as the competition, at the same time as the cheering. The atmosphere is palpable.
It is fantastic. I'm standing up here just before the camera switches on to me. I'm bopping along to it as well. I see how you get pumped up. Got that bass going. Boom, boom, boom.
That's
this
right.
Is, oh, boy, exciting.
That's right. And super exciting to be here at Fortress Melbourne in the Alienware Arena, presenting the Fortress House Cup, presented by Telstra, supported by Alienware. And here we are. Who is this? It is the home for all gamers. You can see people enjoying themselves, enjoying the broadcast, enjoying the fantastic food there is here as well. You know, you think gaming bar, you might think, oh, we've got this stage, we got a sports bar here, we got a full restaurant down the bottom.
The restaurant is fantastic, by the way. First time I came here, I say, yep, okay, gaming bar, I'm here for games. I'm here for board games, I'm here for Tetris. I'm hungry and I'm going to get myself a burger. I got myself the house special, and I sat down with that burger and chips, and I said, yeah, I'm ready to be unimpressed. But, oh, the taste. I was thinking about that for days, Chad, days. I posted about it on Facebook. I told my friends. I said, that was tasty. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm not sponsored by no restaurant, all right? You go down there, you get one of these burgers.
And you're usually a Parma guy, aren't you?
I'm usually a Parma guy. You know, when I come down into a pub and I say I'm going to get the Parma, it's a safe choice, and that's the Australian thing to do. No, I went the burger that time, and it paid off for me. I took that gamble, and boy, did that cash in.
Yeah, and look, that's not the only thing Fortress has to offer, of course. This House Cup, you join in. You've seen them all here today. This is free to enter. I really can't stress that enough. It's free to enter. You join in, there's 2 qualifiers, 2 opportunities to play. If you don't get top 8 in the first one, you can play in the second one. You can get more of that tournament experience, you get more of that excitement. You're seeing all this fun that's going around, people having a laugh, people having a dance. You know, this is what it's all about, coming along, competing in something. We might have Tetris Effect connected today, but we got fighting games, Dragon Ball Fighters on in a couple of weeks, and then CSGO Wingman, genres for everyone, games for everyone. Come on down and enjoy. And here we are. Oh, I think these are the 2 first Vera.
I was about to
Vela,
say that.
Yeah, the first 2 Velas that we've got. We haven't seen any of the people representing this more mysterious.
At least not live on stage. Here we go. Ooh, quick builds right at the start. Confident placement, but a bit of a miss on the right-hand side there. All right, scores dead even. You can tell the speed coming down.
And we've got good build here. Very strong builds from the side of Silver Rat. Ewan Square has a bit of Swiss cheese in the bottom there, looking to...
Nothing they can't recover from,
Nothing they can't fix there. They're still very shallow, and the scores are neck and neck.
Neck and neck, no
you can
room
see
on
our player
either
cams,
side for
the
the combos
focus.
start.
Ewan, very express player right here. But Silver Rat, stone cold, very focused, looking for all opportunities here. And for a quick 3-liner.
Almost missed it there, but no, brought it right back at the last second. 300-point advantage. That was Yuan going to recover, working their best. A couple of easy combos coming down. Another line for Silver Rat.
Quick 2-liner as well. Silver Rat, their build is going so strongly right now, has made a lot of holes, but really well calculated holes. Everything's working out. Everything's turning up Silver Rat right now. Ewan Square is cleared their board. They've got a clean board, but nothing that has been, no strong combos right now. Not able, despite the similar amount of...
Unfortunate misplace right when the Tetris was in sight.
Oh my goodness. This is a great opportunity with 1 minute and 16 seconds left. There is a great opportunity here for Ewan to make it back. Silver Rat making lots of holes right here is going to have to compose themselves and get back in this. There is an opportunity for Ewan to catch up. Here we go. Getting some quick clears, looking to combo.
Combo down, but a single
not
line
a good
piece is going to do it.
And you can see Ewan is begging for a line piece.
Getting
at Tetris will get them the lead with 50 seconds to go. He's wanting it. Where is that line piece? Where's it gone?
Where's the line piece?
Where is it? It's not happening. Will Ewan
40
plug the
seconds to
hole?
go.
No, they don't want it. They want that line piece. They just, where do I put this? I've only made room for a line piece. Where's it going to happen? They need it. They try to find it. They plugged the hole. And the line piece is next. And there's nowhere to put. And
another line
26
piece.
seconds left.
Unbelievable.
Oh, and now here we go. 20 seconds left. That's not a good piece for them either. Looking for any opportunity to make up these 700 points. Looking for another line piece again. It's not happening. Plugs the hole again. And there's the line piece.
It's not going to be enough. Still 600 points to deficit.
5
Silver Rat
seconds
trying
left.
not to top out. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be it, Chad. That's gonna be it. Time out. Look at the look on that person's face. And
Silver Rat feeling the rush.
Happy about that. Still pumped up. Look at him go. He said, all I needed was the one line, and it didn't happen for me.
It didn't happen,
All
and
right.
they decided, oh, I just need to clear. I need to get these quick points, and it didn't happen. Such a competitive game right there. We saw Silver Rat look like a stone-faced competitor, but we saw the elation on their face on that last win. So can they make it happen again here? Of course, got to keep in mind that even though we talk about momentum, sometimes it works against your favor. Sometimes you get so excited, you try and play even faster, and then you start making more mistakes. Who was going to be more composed this time? We see a quick early lead, a quickly two-line combo there from Silver Rat, and Ewan Square looking to make another, looking to build no clear well right now, but a quick two-line combo will put him within 100 points.
This is exactly the way they started last time. A very Swiss cheese opening from UN, and then it came back with a very steady well in the center. So we're going to see the repeat of this happening now.
We did see a phenomenal comeback from Silver Rat from their early misplacements. Oh, that's another one. That is a lot of cheese, and we have Ewan again has a very strong advantage right now to be able, with their build, to be able to continue getting this advantage here. Silver Rat is going to, in compensation, begin to play faster. And as
Still, with a small advantage to Silver Rat. UN playing one-handed, the other hand resting on his chin. Such a relaxed, composed player. Knows he needs to make the right decisions.
I don't know, that doesn't look like a composed face to me. That looks like the face of someone that's one round away from being eliminated in 1 minute and 30 seconds as Silver Rat picks up their pace once again, slamming down those quick lines.
They are matching neck and neck. 250 points the difference. Any amount of combos really going to start bringing this to a close. With a minute and change to throw down here, we're going to see the best of the best coming. Once again, UN.
More combos. Look at this three-line combo. Is it going to be enough to catch up here? There we go, another drop. 1 minute remaining, 100 points the difference. There is a real lack of structure here on Silver Rat's side. There's a lot of misplacements here. 50 points only in the lead, 100 points in the lead, 48 seconds left. Ewan with the cleaner build.
Clearing line after line, but not throwing down the big numbers that need to be. He's brought it right back to 60 points, the deficit, 100 points now. It's coming right down. Any one combo's going to do it once again. Brought down to the final wire. Just needs a line piece.
30 seconds left.
Sight.
Not sure about that piece.
Silver Rat still doing well, still maintaining that lead.
There's a line piece
now.
Getting a double.
Oh, and Silver Rat maintaining the lead. Still there, 200 points.
Oh, and there's 17 seconds left. It's so close. Despite all the unclean lines, despite all the Swiss cheese, their pace has been able to keep them in the lead. They only need to hold on to it for 5 more seconds. The panic on Ewan's face is appearing. Can they do it in time? 1 second left.
One more combo. 1 second. Not quite there.
There we go. Ewan. Yeah! The face of a true competitor, even in loss. Real enthusiasm, great handshake right there, great show of sportsmanship, and Silver Rat will progress through to the next round, eliminating Ewan.
We talk a lot about Swiss cheese. Who's going to handle it better than a rat? I got a career in comedy coming up next. Let me tell you.
Sure.
Yeah, right, sure. That's me. All right. Excellent work from both those competitors. What a neck and neck game. Oh, fun stuff. I'm getting more and more hyped about this than I expected to. Like I said, we came from that fighting game community, but here we are in Tetris. I'm getting amped up. I'm ready to go.
That's right. And not only that, like, really think about, the composure and the stone face we saw from Silver Rat. And then, I can't stress this enough. You saw the elation on Silver Rat's face just as good as anyone else in this room. They went to just light up the world. What competing does to your body, what competing does to your spirit, your soul, to have that feeling, to just throw yourself in there, win something you thought you wouldn't, putting yourself at risk like that. How amazing that is, and how amazing that it's absolutely free to just come down here on a game day and experience that at Fortress with any of our 3 games, Tetris Effect or Dragon Ball Fighters or CSGO Wingman, whatever your genre is. And as we can see as we come into this replay, people, Ewan, the most expressive player of all time, getting those placements. really, really hungry for this win.
And here's that moment, the line piece after line piece, the victory straight down that well hole has been plugged off. Oh, you can feel it. You can feel it, even if you ain't a competitor.
And despite look at all this, despite like almost topping out, Silverrat able to hang in there and win by 500 points in that first round. Look at the focus. Oh, so excited! Yes. Oh my god! Look at that pop off. Pumped to be winning, and Ewan, is this going to be his loss? Oh! Oh my god! Is he crying? He just can't believe it. That was the most exciting game ever.
It was an exciting game. I got riled up. I'm ready to go. Let me tell you something. I think there's going to be some people out there, some fence sitters. People that say, all right, Jordan, you've been banging on a whole bunch about competition. You know, for whatever reason, it's just not for me.
Even in loss.
Sit out. I want to tell you something. I want to say, if you don't have that self-belief, if you don't say, I can't quite get up there and do that, if you don't have a single friend who's going to be cheering you on in the crowd, I will personally cheer for you. If you come and say, I'm going to give it my first shot, I'm going to walk up to that event desk, I'm going to sign myself up, I will personally be there to cheer you on. I will be in the crowd. I will say, you can do it. I just get involved. Give it a go.
That's it. Come along, say hello to us. We're very approachable. I know that sometimes we can get a bit nervous about talking to staff and events, but we're here. You know, we just want you to have a good time. You know, it's just magical to have a space where gamers can be together, celebrate competition, celebrate games together, and just sort of like geek out about our hobby. You know, we're just like you guys. We just love games and we just love competition. I mean.
Yeah, it's like, right. Geeking out is a great word. I want to recapture that word. Back in my day, you come to a LAN cafe, come to a D&D night. It's like, you're a geek, you're a nerd. No, I'm proud of this now. This is hype. The crowd is loving it. The competitors loving it. I am geeking out. Oh, Silverrat with the back-to-back games.
Silverrat is coming in. Not one game on stream on broadcast wasn't enough. We get 2 matches.
This is what happens
playing against Potato. Of course, these players are deeper in the bracket, so we're going to probably see a much faster level of play. You can already see that Silverrat's competitor is already putting on the pressure, putting on the speed. Silverrat taking some early, but a quick 3-liner right there will put Potato in the lead.
Alright, a little bit of a chunky build here. Couple of easy combos going down, brings it back to neck and neck. 50 points the difference between the two. Very, very solid line for Potato 23.
Silverrat very happy to take the combos, take the early combos, whereas Potato is looking for that line piece. Is going to be rewarded for their patience with a massive 1,200 point turnaround there, and Silverrat, who has frequently gone for the early clears.
Look at this hesitation out of Potato. We can see it had an excellent early game advantage. Now a little bit more difficult to find exactly the place they need. They cashed in on that early lead, and now they need to make it count now as Silverrat works hard to bring the points back from the difference. But again, no room for a Tetris on Silverrat's side of the board either. Potato just looking to grind those points. 900 points the advantage.
Combos again for Silverrat, looking for any opportunity. Ooh, a misplacement there. Oh, 2 misplacements. Oh, 3 misplacements. Oh, no. And the Potato is going to capitalize with some strong play here. And we've got if Potato can just hold in there, has 1 minute, 20 seconds to maintain their lead. Can they keep calm? Can they keep reserved? They have been playing at a high speed. Are they going to maintain that speed? Are they happy to slow down with their point advantage? We can see that Silverrat trying to recover from the misdrops. You can tell, like, when you have less time to react to the piece, you know, this is where the psychological aspect of Tetris comes in. You're starting to feel claustrophobic. You can feel it feels like it's all coming in on you, and you don't have enough time to react to the pieces.
And that's it, with 40 seconds to go, 45 seconds, with 1,000 points of difference needed somewhere to put a Tetris, and might not be finding it this late in the game. Potato happy to grind up those points. Easy combos, keeping his board a little bit more under control. Silver Rat trying to find something, make anything happen. Right close to topping out now. Potato with a comfortable lead. And 20 seconds to go.
20 seconds left to go, getting dangerously close to the top, but also more to the point, Potato is still holding onto that. That first Tetris that Potato got, still one Tetris ahead in terms of points. That and with very limited space, there is very little opportunity for Silver Rat to build towards that Tetris, and that will give the first round to Potato.
That will be it. And you know what? This is what happens in the end game of a tournament like this. You play a game and then you say, all right, go off, take a little bit of a breather. You can go sit out to the side for the moment. When you're at the top bracket and some of the top skill set, you're playing games back to back. And this is where the fatigue starts to set in. We will see if Silver Rat can bring it back with a nice, easy opening build.
You can see exactly the same build from both players so far. It's just that Potato is playing at a higher pace. Where will we begin to see the deviation? Ooh.
Odd place for that square. We're going to see how that pays off. Cashing in a couple of early lines, wanting to reclaim that well. Potato building a nice room for some combos here. A couple of misplacements though. Going to see if they can maintain that lead. Neck and neck, 31 points the difference. Nothing but chump change. Big combo from Potato. 3 lines, puts him a comfortable 250 ahead.
Ooh,
a line piece. Needed that line piece in the right place. Here it comes. Trying to close the gap. No big strides from either player yet. Oh, a bit of a misplace there.
But Potato is not in a commanding Tetris lead and does not have a Tetris ready to build. A lot of single line clears from both players here. There's only a few lines the difference right now. One Tetris will bring either player significantly ahead. What will both players build for here? Will both players slow down, try to get the commanding lead with one Tetris, or will they look for the quick clears, try to build up those combos, try to keep their board clear? It's quite tight. One Tetris either direction will.
Very neck and neck. Potato. These are the 3 lines, the 2 lines. Oh, already with the 2 lines there, coming ahead almost a grand. Not quite a Tetris ahead. But where is Silver Rat going to make the comeback happen? And a nice, clean look at the board on Potato's side.
Potato
the world is their oyster.
But surely pulling ahead. But a great 3-liner there will recuperate some of that deficit.
Oh, this is
a
looking
nice
Potato.
combo here.
A single line for Potato is going to seal the deal with a minute to go.
Yes, there is 1 minute to go. This is still anyone's game right now. It really will only take one Tetris.
That's going to get a huge advantage.
Huge Tetris there. First Tetris of the game will take a commanding 1,600 point lead. And right now looking to eliminate Silver Rat if in the next 30 seconds if they can maintain this lead.
They're trying hard, clearing line after line, but without the combo behind them, it's not going to pay off. Let's see, we got 20 seconds to go, 20 seconds and change. This could be it. Potato still playing. Slow and steady wins the race, they say. 1,500 point advantage, thank you very much. No need to push the envelope right now.
Here we are.
Silver Rat making something happen.
Remaining.
Maybe not quite. And the time
Potato
is
will
up.
eliminate Silver Rat from the tournament. Progressing on to the next round. Congratulations.
This is a fella that looks like he eats Tetris box for breakfast. Oh, wouldn't want to arm wrestle those arms. No, thank you. No, thank you. Fantastic work from both competitors there. Fantastic work.
Well done to both competitors. And Silver Rat, such a crowd pleaser. So good to see them come along in that previous round, have such a great win. And of course, absolutely devastating to see them go after following them from that game. But Potato did play it better this time and is single elimination. Thank you for playing, Silver Rat. Thanks for your performance today. Thank you for joining in. So cool. Thank you to everyone here at Fortress. That's all of you. Thank you so much for being here, being part of this event, and celebrating games. So cool. And here we are in the middle of qualifier 2 of the Fortress House Cup.
Ready to go. Ready to get amped up. We're going to see the very grand final is best of 5 coming up as well once we get to that. That is going to be, we're going to see the real fatigue set in. Exactly what I want to talk about with Silver out there, playing games back to back. It's when you have been playing all day, you've been going for what, almost 9 hours now, 6 hours, however long we've been going. It has been a long day for everybody involved. All these competitors are playing games back to back, and when you are live on stage under this pressure, that fatigue starts to set in.
That's absolutely right. And also, we got the players from the first qualifier waiting to play in this finals bracket as well. So, here we go into our next game.
Grinny Pig playing up against Elso.
Here we come into the semi-finals of qualifier 2. We've got Grinny Pig and Elsa. Plus Karina and Boots, the competitive against the playful Trickster. You when you see this weapon, when you see the axe, when you pick, when you're picking like you're playing a new game, a new fantasy game. Like, what's your weapon of choice?
Okay, so my go-to has got to be somebody like Boots. I was, of course, big in the fighting game. It's a hand-to-hand combat. There's something, is very primal. And when I see someone rushing into battle with nothing but his bare hands and a fistful of attitude, that excites me. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to get slapped by no axe over on Karina's side either. But there's something challenging about running into a fantasy battle with an empty palm.
I got to say, for me, it's all about the Warhammer. I feel like it's underrated. In a fantasy world where you got all these people wearing chainmail and all these metal armor, and you got like slicey stuff like axes, and you got what? You're gonna come punch somebody with a fist if they're wearing a suit of armor in a medieval setting? I don't think so. The Warhammer, that's blunt force trauma that's going to do serious damage to you if you're wearing armor or not.
Hey, you know what? That's a very practical and reasoned response. I don't respect it at all. We're in a fantasy land, mate. Okay, get with the fantasy. I understand where you're coming from. All right, okay, this is the most practical choice. It's historically, the best bet. But get involved with the fantasy. Enjoy the escape from reality, my friend. That is what's on display today.
Wow. All right, fine.
All right, so what's your second choice then?
All
Give me
right,
something fantastical.
So we're being fantastical here. Okay,
Yeah.
So if I'm not being realistic and try-harding with the Warhammer, see, I'm tempted to go for like the... No, I was about to say sword and shield, but I realized that's practical as well. I just like the idea of blocking everything.
Practical.
I don't know how to go fantastical. I just feel...
Yeah, you're too.
Don't you want the advantage no matter where you go? Like,
Give me the nunchucks. Give me what those the dart on the big chain that people throw out. That's cool. Sword and shield. Go back to your grandma's house with the sword and shield, mate.
Wow, so rude.
Here we go into the semi-finals. Grinny Pig playing off against Elso.
And of course, we got a Grinny Pig happy to put the line piece there, 2 out from the side, and you can see like absolutely built around that flawlessly. What a strategy there. Left a perfect gap for multiple types of pieces. It's very, very strong build.
And the Tetris comes down on the same drop.
Same drop, both players Tetris. You can see a game like this where both players are playing with exactly the same pieces, where both players at a very similar level may come down to slight differences in speed or may come down to one misdrop. Here we go, 2 Tetrises again, seconds apart, milliseconds apart.
Look at this precision between these two. Absolute stellar play. This is top level, and the first bit of challenge from Grinny Pig blocks off the well hole, needs to make a decision on how to fix that, and needs to make it
some
fast.
high level Tetris play right here from both players. Oh, but a misdrop on the side of Grinny Pig. Can they recover in time? While
Look at
they've
this.
gone up to. This is the first time we've seen all tournament the speed level increase, which will allow Elso to play even faster and score even more points. And here we go, Gritty Pig also increasing the speed right now.
Greeny Pig.
Both players playing at
saw that deficit. Has made a couple of missed drops. It's going to make a comeback at this point. Quite difficult, working their best to sort this out. Look at this, but Elso
going straight up to speed level 2. Look, they're able to play much faster now. You can see they're at a 9,400 point advantage. Looking like a real killer right now as they continue to take their point total. Both players playing at a speed level of 2. But still Elso able to keep a significant lead. Gritty Pig with a couple misplacements early has left themselves in a tricky situation, relying on line pieces here. Some great wells, but what is going to happen? This piece has nowhere good to go. A line piece is next. It has nowhere good to go. Elso taking it up to speed level 3. Able to surpass 3 levels with a 17,000 point advantage. Oh, look at this combo from Gritty Pig right here.
Trying to bring it back, trying their absolute best. They are throwing down their A game.
Despite having more lines, has not been able to get the Tetris combos that Elso has been able to, and they are suffering for it with 10 seconds left on the clock. Those few missteps early on
they might not even be able to get the line piece over at this point. Couldn't quite
so
get it down the well with only 2 seconds to go, and the 9K disadvantage is going to be round 1.
What a high level of play right there from both competitors. We haven't seen a speed level go up once the whole tournament, and these two killers are out here getting up 3 speed levels, pushing each other to their absolute limits, and the game was just decided by 1 or 2 misplacements, and they will go straight into the next game.
Straight back into the rematch. Now we saw a commanding lead from Elso, but I want you to bring back to the level of capability that Greeny Pig showed, bringing back his disadvantaged position. This player has got some skill sets still in reserve. We're going to see how much closer this game is.
That's right, and you can see that these players are building in such a way to leave gaps for specific pieces, for a variety of pieces. They see their next piece, and they know they're leaving it open. And Gritty Pig with an exceptionally strong well right now, but relying on a line piece. And this is classic Tetris. There is no guarantee of a line piece. They are waiting for one. They've just blocked it off. They need to clear that in time, and that's all right. But still, nothing. Whoa, good combo there, keeping it low and keeping the well. Exemplary replay right here. Gonna get the Tetris. Taking the lead.
Back up to 100 points.
Proceeding to the next speed level. These two players are going to continue on, and another Tetris from Gritty Pig will take them ahead again. And there is having a lot of difficulty on the side of Elso. Has not progressed a speed level. Is just getting another Tetris. Ooh, here we go. Can they get that momentum back?
At a 3,000 point disadvantage almost. Greeny Pig's looking at a very comfortable lead, a very solid build right now. Happy to try and grind through some more Tetrises, not looking at any trouble. This is the type of back and forth I like to see at this top level. We're going to see how Elso can try and make it work with a minute and change to go. Still not out of the realm of possibility. And look at that excellent clear. Opens up the well, ready to start receiving those line pieces. But are they going to be able to make it work? Is it going to be too little too late? We're about to find out. With a minute to go, still could end up neck and neck.
A strong lead right now from Elso with a minute to go, but the well on Gritty Pig and the build on Gritty Pig is so much stronger. Still able to lay down these Tetrises, still able to keep a huge advantage. Advancing another speed level will give them a point bonus, and another Tetris. Huge advantage right now. Can
Elso turnaround?
Huge turnaround in this round. Gritty Pig is still playing out of their minds. We just saw that 1,200 point, 17,000 I should say, point victory on the side of Elso last game, and now we're going almost in entirely the opposite direction as Gritty Pig has got a commanding lead And even though they have exactly the same amount of lines, Grinny Pig's acceleration to the next levels, they're
commanding lead from Grinny Pig this time. What an absolute turnaround from such a 12,000 point deficit last game to a 10,000 point victory now. And this will bring it back to the final round.
We will be going into the final round.
Look at these. Get pumped. You are on camera. You are live. The venue is looking at you. Cheer it up.
That's right. We're all here to enjoy some phenomenal Tetris between these two players. Which takes us to the next game between these, the final game between these two exemplary competitors with very strong builds to start off with. You can see both players are building up their wells. Elso has left 2 wells right now, looking to plug both holes and looking for some line pieces. A strong early lead from Grinny Pig. You can see that both players really want to be making early Tetrises, early getting into their speed advantage, and really snowballing their lead as quickly as possible. If we get those speed levels, there seems to be a huge snowball effect in terms of points. And here we go. First speed goes
and these Tetris players are right now neck and neck. Couple of good plays from Elso, cashing in on an easy opening build.
Yeah, that's right. Both players trying to play as absolutely as fast as they can right now. And a lead right here, despite the equal amount of lines. There is no clear spot for many of these pieces. We're going to go
Grinny Pig
in, and
starting
Grinny
to
Pig may have cost themselves with those moves right there. They have to clear go.
Oh, a bit of a missed drop with only a minute and a half to go, half a game, and a 7.5
and we're going to take it up to the next speed for Elso. Elso putting on that pressure with a 7,000 point lead now, tripling the score of Grinny Pig. Grinny Pig needs to get up to that next speed level, needs to make it happen, needs to play as fast as possible, trying to make up this deficit. Whereas Elso has the luxury of playing a little slower if they desire with this huge point lead, being able to access speed too so early on, and another clean Tetris. Huge advantage, 10,000 point advantage.
Being hard to skim off the top here, but with a minute and change, how are they going to make a comeback like this? These competitors are no slouches. If anyone's going to be able to make it happen, it is them. Going to see how this plays out, but Elsa, such a commanding build right now. Any line's just going to be cashing it straight into the bank. Grinny Pig needing to build from the ground up.
Grinny Pig has accessed the next speed level, but their combos and their Tetrises have not been strong enough, and Elso is still in a commanding 8,400 point lead. Here we go, a 6,000 point turnaround right there, lowering the gap to 2,700 points. One more Tetris will do it.
Turnaround.
Oh no, here we go. Both players here looking for an opportunity, and that nail in the coffin as Elso will Tetris towards the end there with 3 seconds to go. That will be it as Elso eliminates Grinny Pig and takes that hugely competitive game victory. Round of applause. That was amazing, man. Look at the quality of play on those guys. So good.
So close to bring that back in that last round. Brought it from a 10,000 disadvantage right back to that 2,000, just a couple of Tetrises away from bringing that back into the surplus. Didn't quite make it happen. There's always the next time, my friend. You'll get there.
I can't believe that, there were so many high-level players in that second qualifier, and only so few of them can go into the finals for today.
There can only be one winner, my friend. That's the way these things go. But maybe the real wins are the Tetrises we stacked along the way.
It's true. Or even more than that, the real win is the fun and the experience that we had that we'll be able to, retell for ages. Being in a Tetris competition, being in this amazing Alienware arena, being surrounded by the prestige of the event, by the support staff, trying to make the best event possible, by the great food, the great music, great atmosphere. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Now, thank you for tuning in. We've done both qualifiers now. And coming up next is the finals of both qualifiers. The best competitors from both qualifiers are going to be going head-to-head for the prize pool of $1,500. So, stay tuned. We'll see you when we're back. Hello and welcome back. My name is Big Jetty and I'm here at Fortress Melbourne presenting the Fortress House Cup presented by Telstra, supported by Alienware, and we are here with your finals. And I'm joined here by Billy Goat. Billy Goat, how you doing?
I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go up at these finals. Let me tell you, we are blowing through the brackets. We've seen some skill on display. We've seen some people who are just giving it a go, and that's just fine too. But we are ready to go for the semifinals and the grand finals of the day. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. And I am excited to see who walks away with the grand final championship cup.
Goodness, we have seen, just in that last game, like the level of play has been, it's been slowly increasing. And that last game, the level of play, speed levels were up, players were just
sweaty.
Yep. It was very competitive. We were seeing some very close matches, and we are here right now with your finalists, I should say. Of course, Bingers, one of the winners of the first qualifier against Elso. We just saw them play there in that second qualifier there, and they were strong play. We didn't see Bingers actually bring it up a speed level, but we did have seen Elso be able to bring it up 3 or 4 levels. So
absolutely,
we don't know if Bingers has not shown us their full power.
Yeah. Like I said about that fatigue factor, a player like Bingers who's been around in the competitive circuit says, I need to save my best for the very last, and let's see what they've got on display right now. Good, confident decisions right here, right off the bat. Bit of a rough place to place that block, but Elso also with a double well strat, going to need to make some recovery there, spend a couple of lines without making the combos they need.
That's right.
Oh,
we are playing
quick
classic
recovery on that. Look at the side on Elso, choosing not to break it back down to the very line. Oh, odd place for the Z. Building on top of that. Bingers looking to cash
confident to recover it. Ooh, not good pieces. Look at all these squigglies in a row. It's terrible pieces for both players here, but they both are getting exactly the same pieces, which is why we're seeing both builds looking quite chaotic right now. Can they make it happen? Here comes the first Tetris of the game, putting Elso right in the lead.
Not where they wanted that. Elsa still in the lead. Bingers closed off the well. He worked so hard to make to begin with. Still at a deficit.
And despite both these players having such strong showings, you can see, despite the fact that Elsa has had such a strong showing in the previous games, they are playing classic Tetris. There are chances of not being able to get those line pieces and being forced into these strange, very uncomfortable situations where they are begging for a line piece if they create wells and don't go for those quick clears. But the payoffs, I mean, if you get a Tetris, you're getting 1,200 points in the lead, and you can see that Elso is riding. Despite the fact there are only 13 lines, they're still riding the first Tetris, and now here we go, a second Tetris into a 2-liner, putting them 2,000 points in the lead. Their patience is paying off in dividends.
I really like that. You see that it's messed up too far down on the bottom side of Elso's Tetris board and says, I'm going to need to make something happen up the top half of the board. It's a risky play, but it pays off. Now commanding 2,000 points and change. Bit of a missed drop from Bingers. Needs to recover, needs to say, I need to make this happen now. And we know the skill set that these two players bring to the game, and we are still seeing the pressure of competition and the fatigue of the day.
Oh my goodness. Bingers just getting a 3-liner there, which is significantly less points than a Tetris, and also able to maintain the lead. Really needs to build a well here and create a Tetris. That's the thing. about this mode is that when you are behind by such a deficit, you must create a well in order to catch up. The quick clears are not enough to make up this kind of point deficit, but
with only 15 seconds to go, can't be spending the time to clear this cheese and might not be able to have enough to bring it back.
Another three-liner from Bingers will only gain them 400 points, not enough to get that 1200 that you get from a Tetris, and also looking to drive that dagger in, gets that first round convincingly.
With the time up. Excellent round of applause from the crowd.
Oh, Elso loving the camera. Giving a little cheeky wave there to the castle there. And then, of course, we can see both players playing with their earphones in, of course. What that does, obviously, is it helps you get really immersed in the game. As we said, Tetris Effect connected. You can hear the in the background. Every single time they move a piece, that sound is played. So they are able to get really in the zone, get in that flow, get, really entranced in their gameplay. We're actually seeing exactly the same build from both sides right now. Oh, nope. Finally a deviation. Here we go. As we're building up, both players have noticed they need that Tetris. Bingers knows it's coming because he saw it come on Elso's side, but that also means Elso is playing at a higher speed. What will Bingers do to compensate?
Still neck and neck. It's so impressive to me seeing how similar these builds start until a single mistake spirals both boards off in different directions.
That's right. And then, of course, that Elso was able to build for another Tetris there, and a third Tetris. Commanding lead right now, going up to a 1900 point lead. And of course, Bingers is getting all these three bangers, and it's just not getting enough points. 400 points compared to 1200 points. It's tough. You really got to, you really are in a tough situation when someone has scored 4 Tetrises on top of you. My goodness.
It's hard. When the opponent has got that one Tetris advantage, you're sitting there and you see the score and you say, I can't afford to play slowly anymore. That fast-paced decision-making, you don't have the benefit being able to slow down and put things in the right place. You need Tetrises and you need it now. And this is exactly what starts to happen as they peel ahead, as Bingers is forced into a position of making these tough decisions, tough plays. Will they bring it back? With a minute and change to go, it could be anyone's game still, but such a confident build from Elso on the right-hand side there.
That's right, and Elso is still playing at a higher speed, and Bingers, they haven't seen Elso get any line pieces, so they know that their line piece is not coming anytime soon. They can play around that too. Here is the first line piece in a while. Getting that down, and again, a 5,000 point lead for Elso.
Bingers making a nice steady build right now.
That's right, so many three-liners for Bingers, and Elso just getting Tetris after Tetris. Incredible play right now as Bingers is forced to get... Oh no, the look of deflation on Bingers' face as they unfortunately misplaced that block. Put themselves 15 seconds left. There is no chance of them catching up. Elso has taken a very convincing first round to start. Now, what kind of adaptations does someone have to make in this situation, Jordan?
Well, that is exactly the point. It's with 1 second to go, probably not adaptations left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the next game, we saw, look, there was just so many. It's 2-0.
Semi-final winner. That was it. Semi-final winner, Elso. Look at that smile. That is a player who is proud of themselves. They put their best foot forward and walked away with the victory in the semi-finals. Good work to Elso.
Looks like... All right, so we are doing a best of 5, so we still have an opportunity here for...
An opportunity for the comeback, that's what I say.
That's right. And we saw so many small clears there from our competitor, and another. Oh, they're not going to go for the 3-line clear this time. They're looking to save it. They really want that Tetris. They saw how much of an advantage Elso got, getting those Tetrises, saving up for those Tetrises. They're happy to save up. They're happy to create that well. They're happy to play patient. One Tetris away from equalizing the score, and you can see the double well on Elso's side means that Binger's slow play.
What's the plan now?
That's right. Binger's slow play is absolutely paying off right now, and they're going to get rewarded with a Tetris.
Still bringing it neck and neck.
Another Tetris coming, and Binger's taking an early lead in this. Whoa! 85-point difference. Elso, despite the messy Swiss cheese going on, looking to hang in there, but Bingers hitting him with another Tetris. That is a huge advantage right now. You can see Bingers is playing much slower this time. Happy to play behind. Happy to see when the Tetris are coming. Goes for a two-liner this time. Doesn't save up.
See, they've got the opportunity right now to take nice, easy steps and maintain that lead. They don't need to rush. They don't need to take risk.
Tetris will equalize the score. You can see, a three-banger will only net Bingers 300 points in that instance.
200 points, a deficit with a minute and change to go. This one's coming down to the wire as these two have both found their stride. Bingers maybe a little bit too rested, trying to get back warmed up into the game. Elso coming straight out of the games. We saw him playing a moment ago. Both competitors playing their best.
A lot of trash. You can see the strategy is changing from Elso. They're looking to clear a lot of lines really quickly in this last minute. They can see that no line pieces are coming, and they really want to get this advantage. Look, we're neck and neck. Look at that score line. Only a few points apart.
3 points.
And here we are. Both players. No line pieces are on the way. Here's one. A Tetris there from Elso.
Is it going to come down for Bingers in the last? The Hail
Bingers
Mary,
needs. He wants it. He knows the line piece is coming. He needs it now. He's going to dump it down.
Needs two. They have the spot ready, and another piece is there. Is it going to be enough?
Coming. He knows the line piece is coming. And here we are, 20 seconds left. He's going to equalize the score.
20 seconds to go with 100 points to go.
100 points the difference.
And here right now is where the single lines are going to start getting a bit of a hesitation.
Lines are going to make the difference here.
Needs to make it happen. 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds left. Here we are, and both players, if Elso wins this, he will eliminate Bingers from the tournament, and it will be all over for him.
It looks like that might be it.
That is it. Elso wins.
Too much hesitation. There's not enough time to equalize that score. Let's get a round of applause for these two beasts on stage right now.
Elso will proceed to the grand finals. But that was our best of 5.
I have a quick shout out. Bingers, the #1 finalist for the last Tetris Effect Connected tournament we played here in Fortress Melbourne. Made a long distance today, came right up to seeing that victory cup in his hand again. But Elso said, not today, my friend, maybe next time.
Absolutely not. And you can even hear the you could tell Bingers was hungry for that run back. He was like, no, it's not over. They didn't want it to be over. They wanted another opportunity. But Bingers,
hey, I get that,
played well. And here we are. You can see the crowd here at Fortress House Cup on camera. We got an audience here for this finals. We got we got people on camera. They have no idea they're on camera. They're just having
some people recognize it the wave.
We got some crazy good dance moves going on in the background.
Come on, try bust that. Yeah, there we go. Whoa. Pump it up, pump it up, pump up the jams. Look at the dance move, the Alienware, presented by Telstra, supported by Alienware. Look at that logo.
And there's Gemma.
Got the
and our Fortress staff. One of the event runners. Ooh, look at these dance moves. And here we are at the Fortress House Cup, where it's all about fun. It's all about the thrill of competition. It's all about participation, but not like participation. Oh, okay. More like participation. You are putting yourself out there to win. Really, wanting to win. None of this, you finish like, oh, I didn't want to win anyway. But really putting yourself out there at risk, giving it your all, seeing how you go, having a good time.
It brings up an interesting point about that psychological stuff we were talking about before. There is something to be said about being outcome independent. About coming and saying, I just want to have a fun time. Maybe the nerves don't quite get to you. Maybe that momentum doesn't take hold. But then you got the people like us who want to win. They want that competitive drive. And when we are on stage, we said, you know what? I can talk all the guff I want about Oh, it's just for fun. But no, I want to be on that grand final position. Is it going to happen? If I went down there today, not likely. Not likely, let's be honest.
Look, I know. Look, I'll be totally honest here. I'm not a grand final caliber player.
No, you aren't.
And when I play tournaments, I've played competitive fighting games for a long time. We both have. And I went 0 wins, 2 losses in every single one of my tournaments for the first 2 years. But when I finally went 1 win, 2 losses, and I felt that first win in tournament, or even, less than that, when I won my first round in tournament, what that felt like to really come in with a game plan, to feel that hard work pay off. But, this is all underpinned by one thing, and that is if you're having fun losing, then you love the game.
You are having fun while you're losing, you are grandmaster material. That is the type of attitude that will bring you to the finals position, to keep you coming back, practicing, putting in the hard yards, and going home, practicing a little bit of a routine. Don't need to practice too hard, but an hour a day, every day. If you just put in that hard work, you will be on stage.
That's
right.
We
will be cheering for you.
Yeah, and listen, Fortress House Cup is running 6 game days. This is just number 1. Next 2 Saturdays from now, we're going to have Dragon Ball Fighters. Maybe you've never played Dragon Ball Fighters. Listen, it's a fantastic game. Get 3 Dragon Ball characters. You're just going to spar against each other. There are going to be people here from Tetris that want to earn more house points for their house and are just going to participate. We're all here to just have a good time, get some more points for our house, and get that grand prize on that final day. So come along, give it a shot. Maybe you play against, someone else, and you just have the best time, and you have the best time competing. But enough about the House Cup for right now, because I can see we are loading into our grand finals. Elsa, you see it in the whole tournament, but we have him against Antonio, and this is the first time we've seen this player, is that correct?
The first time, the wild card for live on stream. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please get a round of applause for our grand finalists of today? They've busted their way through the challenges, brackets, they've thwarted every opponent on the way, and here we are with an interesting start from Anthony Ho. Oh, this is some style points throwing down out of the wild card scenario. Okay. How's this going to go down?
Antonio is building here. They've built on top of an L piece.
Let me explain this. And the more astute might have figured this out. When they play like that, the piece has to fall less distance, and they will create more combos faster. That is some next level play. They say they don't have the safety.
Look at that strategy right there. They're starting their build up higher so that the pieces drop faster, allowing them to play faster than their competitor.
They say speed level 0, Anthony, that's too slow for me. Says I need to close that gap, and look at the point advantage.
And Antonio has figured out the distance that they're willing to play at, the speed they're willing to play at, and they're happy to start building at that point, recognizing that the whole board is not needed. That extra speed is what's needed. And look, it is paying off dividends right here as they take a 1,400 point lead in the first round of the grand finals.
Now, I'm not going to discount Elsa just yet. This is really solid decision-making, classical Tetris wall building, exactly what they need. All they need is those line pieces to cash in on this, and they're going to close this very, very closely. Just one Tetris behind. You can see exactly where Anthony is making that work for him. Again, back to a 300-point deficit. It's still anybody's game. I'm going to make a bet. This Anthony Ho is a player who has played a game or two of Tetris in his day.
There's a couple misdrops here, and Elsa, of course, going with the more what we see all tournament. They've been building a single well, and they're getting a Tetris, closing that gap to 500 points. But we haven't seen Antonio's strategy this whole tournament, and that is an advantage of not being on stream. If you have a strategy that you're willing to come out with, no one else has been exposed to it, no one else understands what it's going through. It's something they went off the first block to set themselves up with a new base, set themselves up 2 rows up, 4 rows up, 5 rows up from the bottom, and now they are still, despite this brilliant strategy, they're taking the back of the lead with 43 seconds left to go. There's only a 2-line clear from Elsa. That is not good enough. And another Tetris from Antonio will put them 1,700 points into the lead.
Look at this, the fundamental Tetris. Oh, can't quite cash in that line. That's exactly what they needed, exactly when they needed it, but it's not going to work out for them. All right, working hard. Still with only 2 Tetris.
20 seconds left right here.
20 seconds to go. Needs a Hail Mary from the Tetris gods. Please, 2 line pieces is all.
Where are the 2 line pieces?
Where are they? But no, the fundamental Tetris. There's the line piece. It's not going to be enough. As Antonio is 2 Tetris ahead, now back up to 3 with 3,000 point advantage.
Oh. 3 seconds left.
Woo!
As we can see, Antonio's strategy in that
applause.
first round, absolutely phenomenal. Revolutionary when it comes to Fortress Melbourne. The Fortress Melbourne House Cup has put their piece, created a new bottom, started 5 lines up. I'm happy to play at this speed.
That was a calculated risk, and this is a player who is good at math. That paid off. Look at that cash in.
That's right. Now,
Here
what's Elsa going to do? Is Elsa going to do the same thing? Is he going to take the chance? Is he going to do this strategy on the fly? Oh my goodness. Right. It looks like they are trying to do this strategy on the fly, but everything's looking a bit like Swiss cheese. When we haven't practiced a strategy before, it can be a bit messy. And now we got nerves on the table. We've seen a winning strategy. What are we going to do? And Antonio, as we can see, has gone back to playing standard. They've created a small base, something they're a bit more comfortable with, and you can see they've adjusted based on the piece that they've gotten. 2 quick early Tetrises will bring it up to a 2,200 point lead.
What an absolute bait. Says, I'm going to blow you out of the water with this unseen strat. Says, Elso says, no, you know what? I'll take that challenge. I'll show you who's boss. And now he's gone back to playing fundamental Tetris. Antonio back with a standard stratagem as Elso is trying to make this work.
This is a killer who came in, knew that classic Tetris was being played, developed a strategy, developed an opening, and knew to adjust that opening based on the opening pieces that they got. And look, Tetris after Tetris. They are 4,500 points in the lead with half the time left to go.
Elso is making it work for them, though. I'm going to take a bet that they've practiced this one as well. Maybe not wanting to busting out live on stage, but they are making it happen. They know they need to take the round back. And here we are, this psychological battle between these 2.
That's right, another Tetris closing at 1,200 points at a time. There is still 1 minute 20. We still have a high base from Elso, still playing at a high speed right here, you can see. And as you can see right now, another Tetris.
They're pulling away. They need to make something happen, and they need to make it happen now if they want to get on the board. Elso working their best.
Elso, you can see, making a well high up from the ground, wants to play as fast as possible, drops it, another Tetris, but still the lead that Anthony created in the beginning, their opening game is carrying them through this point, and now Elso is forced into a 2-liner that's only 100 points. It's not good enough to make up this kind of deficit, and Antonio is very happy to just go single line clears, no problems right here with 38 seconds left on the clock.
Antonio's face, look at that. Oh, he knows it. He knows it. He smells the blood in the water.
He smells the money in the water.
He smells the money in the water is what he's going for. Look at this. All right, with a 2,000 point disadvantage, he's seen it back within eyesight. He can see it just a couple bit away. The board is not set up for it. When can they make the lines happen? Elso, with an enormous comeback, 4,000 points with less than 20 seconds to go. This might be the second point on the board. We're trying hard for Anthony.
Oh my goodness. Just, wow. 5 seconds left. Another Tetris. 6,200 lead in this round. 2-0. Antonio with a stellar showcasing in that second round.
Style points. Look at this player go. Woo.
Whoa. Okay, we really can't stress this enough. They went for Antonio has went for a higher floor at that first round. Elso went, oh my goodness. I need to play at a higher speed. If Antonio's going to do it, but Antonio's actually baited him into a higher...
Now they're both going for it. Okay.
Oh my god, they're both going for it. They're going for it. So here we are. It has one game.
We got Elso playing on the 3-line stack off the base. Antonio working with almost 5 up. These types of time differences are really what's going to make a difference. If they can both make the Tetrises work, they can cash in.
That's right,
Elsa
and you can see...
wanting to get on the board, even right now. Excellent, look at this build, very stable.
Oh my goodness, Elso with a fantastic start, going to get a Tetris early, put himself in the lead the first time this whole Grand Finals.
All All right. Nice, easy, stable decision-making, safe decisions. They both got easy plays, and they don't want to push the envelope.
Oh,
They're still
no, a
even,
misplacement. The look on Elso's
Big
face.
miss.
Oh, no, they're going to
He
top out.
knows.
This is such a precarious position. Really needs a line piece. A nice combo.
Exactly
They're going
what
to
they
take it back
needed.
in the lead. Just saves it in time.
Is he going to put it in a 3? He does, and he says, I'm going to save that for later. If that was me, that's why I don't play this type of game. This is too much for me. My nerves ain't holding out. But Elso says,
Oh,
I
it's a
have
line
the space.
piece. It's coming
It's a
up.
line piece. Exactly what they need. All right, still back with a Tetris ahead for Anthonio.
Still
2.
building up. Needs that Tetris. Both
Got
players
out of
know they have
trouble
to play
now.
around Tetris. And now here we go. Coming up again. Oh my goodness. Anthonio going with a lower build is able to make more consistent Tetris.
Look at this. Elso doesn't know where to put the block.
Oh
What's the
no,
next decision
a
gonna
terrible
be?
piece for them. And now they've still
Not
got to
great.
make this up. They're going for a 2-liner. They just want to recuperate their losses. Going for another 1-liner. Here we are.
Look at this.
Building up.
Such a engineered perfection stack from Anthonio. Any line block is going to catch straight to the bank. Another
Tetris.
100 points ahead.
Oh
Elso,
my
Elso
goodness.
says with a minute and a bit to go, says I can't afford to just get a 3-liner right now. I need to wait for more lines, but look how close
Oh,
they
these
are to
pieces.
topping out.
These pieces for Elso
These
are
top
not
pieces-
good.
Oh, please,
Oh,
where's the line
no!
piece? Where's the
Oh,
line piece? No! Elso tops out.
That is all over.
That's going to be all over. The risk was taken, and it did not pay off. They worked their absolute heart out. Give it up for these two competitors. The style points on stage. Look, you can hardly believe it themselves. Oh, what a performance from these two beasts.
And we are happy to present our
There, that's you. That's you, my friend.
Yes,
You are-
our game day 1, season 1, Fortress Cup 2022, first place champion, Anthonio!
Great work, but let's not leave Elso in the dust. Please, let's give him a round of applause for the runner-up.
Fantastic showing. Fantastic showing of
Excellent
strategy.
showing.
Elso wanting to bring out that strategy himself, wanting to try a new strategy on the fly. Didn't quite work out, and you can see the level of play from Anthonio was just next level.
Let me tell you, I want to say that it's a casual approach tournament. We have the skill bracket running the gamut. That talent pool runs very deep. You might show up and find out you're way in the shallow end with your little kitty floaties on. We saw a real display of skill here today. That was proper top-level Tetris. Excellent work from these people involved. I hope you have enjoyed it.
That's right. I hope you have. And don't let this intimidate you guys. That was just one match out of the 100 of competitors that were here today that wanted to show off their skills. If you have been interested, if you've been sort of, like, oh man, I'd really love to enter a competition, come do it. You will not regret it. You will have a good experience. You'll have an exciting experience. You would just get you might love the opportunity of just being able to be a part of it. And you can see the crowd, they loved it. Even if you dropped out, you're here with the rest of the crowd. Look at the energy in this crowd. Everyone is super glad to be here. They're just excited to see some cool Tetris, excited to be part of this awesome event. Fortress Melbourne, it's been absolutely fantastic. So, gosh,
What a day.
Wow. What does that bring us to? I guess that brings us to our replay, of course.
Oh, please show me this again.
Look at this. At the beginning, I'm an amateur player, so I thought, oh my goodness, he's not even paying attention to the board. Little did I know. This
Little did you
man
know.
was revolutionizing Fortress Tetris.
And here we are. Look at that. What an excellent display of skill. Little bit of a flex there. And did it pay off?
Look at that nod. It's just like everything according
He
to plan.
knows.
It's just,
It's
I know.
Everything
I'm the
according
best.
to plan.
I'm the best. I know this. Listen, you haven't seen this. Yeah, I know. Yes, it's just another casual day of classic Tetris.
I'm going to take a bet that what
Maybe-
he was seeing didn't impress them.
I'm thinking that he's bobbing his head with all the lines that he's dropping.
I was watching that on the live camera. That's absolutely what was happening. They were so in the zone. You see the head bobbing up and down. Yes.
Great
Excellent. Look at that
sportsmanship.
sportsmanship. Be able to turn to the competitor and say, you know what? You beat me.
And here we are coming into this second round, of course, and timed up, and we see another good win, and you can see one more from this man.
And the top
And the top out.
Oh, a couple of times they pushed it right to the limit and was able to dig their way out of that
Oh,
danger.
no!
Oh, look at the
Oh,
pop-off.
my goodness. You can see the devastation. It was so close, and they were such a close match. And the elation as Antonio took our first champion of the Fortress House Cup Game Day 1. You can see, wow, the rush competition. Whoa! Makes me want to compete again. Absolutely phenomenal. Such a good showing. And I guess that kind of brings us to we talked about at the beginning of the show all of our prizes that we have been we've been going through. Now we're waiting for that presentation, but at the moment, you know, what a match!
What a match!
Oh, I can't. So cool. So speaking of those prizes, we're going to go to our spot prizes. Now, these are not for our first, second, third, and fourth place. These are our spot prizes that can go to anyone who has the bravery and the spirit to come and compete today. And the MVP prize is going to go to the most valuable, the most valuable player, whether it was, you know, and we're talking about that, like the best on screen, you know, whatever they brought to the table in terms of the best play. Let's have and the winner of this Alienware MVP, you can see on your screen right here, a gaming mouse, a gaming keyboard, and an Alienware gaming headset, powered by Alienware, and our winner is. Ooh. Oh, it is also our second place winner. Will also win the Alienware MVP award for their significant
play
amount.
Here, also playing in the replay here. This is the type of skills that put them on the map for the Alienware MVP.
That's right. And this is a player, right, the whole time that was playing consistently, playing their game plan, and saw a winning strategy and was willing to give it a shot. Knew they had to throw away their game plan in favor of trying something else because his current strategy wasn't rising to the challenge. So that sort of adaptability on the fly, that sort of bravery to try something new on the fly, something they hadn't practiced before, give it their best shot, and it didn't work out, but it was still phenomenal.
Coming up to the grand prize spot, I would say, is pretty well worked out for me. Also, I hope you enjoy that Alienware merch, the gaming keyboard and mouse. I know that you're going to put it to good use, my friend. Can we please get a round of applause for Elso, the Alienware MVP of the day?
Alienware MVP,
Excellent
second
work
place
out there.
winner.
Excellent work.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. And, of course, talking about Alienware, of course, we've got this Fortress House Cup powered by Telstra, supported by Alienware. You can see all this. We're in the Alienware arena. Every single one of these computers is an Alienware computer. We are, and all of these our computers are running on the Telstra network, fast network. And we're going to go now to the play of the day. Who was it, Jordan? Tell me, run me through this play.
All right. Play of the day. We are going to find out Telstra play of the day is going to be Antonio.
Ooh, and this play here, you can see they're building up quite significantly, and then what happens? A two-liner into a four-liner and taking a huge lead in this second set. And you can see, you know, this was already on top of creating a raised floor to play faster. That was the most inventive play we had seen of the entire day, and we got to see it showcased in that grand final. And they will go home with a Telstra Plus points package, which can be redeemed for all sorts of goodies.
Woo, all sorts.
Congratulations there to Antonio. Fantastic. And of course, that leaves us with our...
one more. The Court Jester Award.
Ooh, the Court Jester Award.
Melbourne.
this player is going to go home with a whole bunch of Fortress merchandise. And this is going to go to the silliest play, or the funniest play, or someone who was, really willing to be silly, have a good laugh at themselves, or have a good time. What do you think?
My mind immediately leans towards like the pop-off end of the bracket. Tetris, it's some good decision-making, strategic game being played, but is there funny plays going on? Not quite sure. But there was some good sportsmanship, some dance-offs going down. We had the one competitor with the shirt pulling up over his head.
Is that going to be our jester? We're going to find out right now. Your jester for today, winning the Alienware. Sorry, not the Alienware. Winning the Fortress merchandise is... Ooh. And who could it be? It is Bingers with the crucial misplacement that they got.
Bingers running it, sort of trying to work in the hard, couple of misplacements there. You know what? It's good to see good sportsmen like that. Sometimes you build a strategy, you almost get there. Victory is just within the line, and then the one misplacement blocks off that well. And then just as you say, oh, I'll recover this later, that's when the game throws you all the line pieces it needs. Oh, let me tell you, you know what? I'm glad you can have a laugh, Bingers, and I hope you enjoy this Fortress merch. Get a t-shirt, get a hat, look yourself stylish, get yourself that drip. You see, I need something like that as well. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know what? Maybe I should be funnier. That's what they're telling me. I need more of a jester. I can do that. That's fine. But Bingers, today, it's you, my friend. Good work. Good work.
Yeah, and really, I just feel so lucky to be part of an event where we've had such an amazing production team. We've had such amazing help surround that. And also, most of all, to our competitors. For those of you who put yourself out there in this tournament, for those of you who stuck around and supported others in maybe their first tournament appearance on a big stage, I just really want to acknowledge you because you have been the heart and soul of this experience. Your presence, this is not possible without you guys here competing and having a great time. Thank you so much for being here. So cool.
Thank you all. Do you think if I'm standing up here without any competitors behind me, I'm going to look any good? Think of anything to talk about? This doesn't happen without you being here and putting in the effort. I appreciate that.
And that's gonna be it for us for the moment. And we're gonna throw it over